truth. Tell the truth.
Information is power. Information is power. You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
What's up, everybody? Peace. Peace, everybody. Thank you for being here. Let me know if you can hear my mic. I want to make sure that my mic and everything is working just as it's supposed to do. Let me double check something else in the, oh, here we go. There we go. Now I'm nice. You can hear me nice and easy now. That's a lot better. I had to move that up a little bit on the microphone. And let me go up in here and check a few other things, folks. I'm glad everybody is here. Thank you for being patient to hang in there with the broadcast today. I hope everybody is doing fine out there. I'm double checking a couple of things with audio and making sure that everything sounds just the way it should. So what I want to do today, I have a special guest on with me, as you could see that I put up there earlier, and that was Tawana, and she has a great channel. I do have the description of her channel in the description of this video, her link to her channel, let me say. And this type of subject matters, you can see up there, the name of her channel, is one of the subject matters that she talks about on her channel very frequently. And so today, I'm going to pick her brain about the Sweetie Pie situation. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this. It's a shame that a man would put a hit on his own flesh and blood nephew. And if you can hear me, ladies and gentlemen, just fine, just put a 1 in the chat room so that we know that everything is just fine. This is this sister right here, if I'm not mistaken, she was a background singer with I think she was an Ike with Ike and Turner, a background singer. And I believe in St. Louis, they created an incredible restaurant, pies and delicious foods that we like. And it became world famous. And of course, the son, Tim, he had his own ideas to build his own restaurants. He went over to Los Angeles, California, And there were some issues between him and his mother, which is why I wonder why she's standing by her son when he took out such a precious young man in Andre Montgomery, as you see over to the right. And he's been with his mom for a long time. So, there's no bond like the bond between a mother and a son. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that there is no bond like the bond between a mother and son. And for whatever reasons, females or women tend to have the strongest bonds with their son. I have always said this, that mothers, when it comes to mothers and their grandsons or their sons, the sons are usually the most stable and the most reliant men that they've ever had in their life, whether they were married and the marriage didn't go well, whether they had boyfriends, relationships, they didn't go well, but the son or the grandson is always steadily there for his mother. And so mothers have this relationship with sons that is unlike no other, because sons usually are the most stable men of all the men they've ever had in their life, because these sons usually love their mothers unconditionally, whatever pendulum it falls on, good or bad. And I think because of that bond, this is the reason why, in my opinion, but we'll get more deep into it, why she may have a strong affinity to still support him to this very day. Here is a picture. It's a lovely family. There's Tim in the middle. I think it's a damn shame that he has gone to doing this. These are the culprits involved. Youngman, the guy in the sort of middle to the right side of him, I believe he is the one who came up with the insurance scam. The female, Ellis, there's rumors that they have some kind of relations going on. They're saying that she was the one that set Andre up to get him out the house using her sexuality. That's what I've been hearing. Then you've got Trayvon Hill to the far right. They're saying that he is the trigger man. He's the man that took the shots. And then the thing that's ironic about this is that where Andre Montgomery was laid dead is the same place. Let me fix something again. I want to make sure you guys can. Damn, why is this thing moving back like this? I'm noticing something here. Interesting. All right, I'm going to keep checking that. His Andrew Montgomery was shot dead, killed in the same area that Tim's father was killed in. That's the hypocrisy of what Tim has done. And then he had the nerve to bring his mother back there. And I'm going to play you audio footage of that. But before I do that, I'm still trying to play around with my audio, ladies and gentlemen, because I saw something cut off that shouldn't have never cut off. And I hope you all can hear me. I'm about to bring Tawana onto the stage with me, or onto the channel. I have a lot of respect for this sister. I want everybody, if they can, not if you can, I want you to subscribe to her channel. Once again, it is in the description of this video. This is Andre graduating from, I believe, high school, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to bring up this woman right here because Tawana talked about this on her channel, and she's here with me, and I'm going to have her talk about who the hell is this woman and what is her connection. This is the woman that was on that mugshot, but here's a little bit better picture of her, if you could even say that she was involved in this. And there was this whole thing about money and how much they were going to get for doing this and how they set the life insurance policy up. I think it was $200,000 for whether he has a unfortunate death, even if this comes at the death of being shot. Then there was a whole thing about them getting $50,000 if he doesn't make it through 10 years, or he lives between those times and something happens to him. They had this whole thing set up. These individuals right here. This is what's scary about this, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Norman has a smile on his mugshot. That tells me, as a man who works in mental health, that this guy is highly narcissistic. And I believe, no, let me just say this. I got to be professional here. It appears to me that this man may be a psychopath, because psychopaths have no empathy, sympathy, or anything. And he has this smug look on his face that I find interesting. Ellis has a smug look on her face as well. Now, with that said, it's time for me to bring on Tawana, bring her aboard as I've given my dialogue here. And we're gonna go into this. We're gonna look at people's questions in the chat room. I'll see how the show goes today. Maybe I will open up the panel at some point in time as we get near the end of our presentation to have people come up if they want to talk about this particular issue. I may, we'll see what happens. Sometimes these panels can be rough on a brother. And with that said, let me bring Tawana in here right now, front and stage, and let me give her a beautiful clap. All right. All right. I'm glad you're here, sister. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm
glad
good.
you're here.
How are you?
All right. All right. I'm glad that you're here. We had a conversation some time ago because we were talking about how we wanted to try to do some collaborations between our two channels. Right. Man and a female and male perspective on some of these issues. And so this is a series that we'll be doing both on your channel and my channel, going switching between channels. And I think it'd be great to do something like this, to get into these type of topics and have a perspective that we both can bring. So with that said, I want to say again, thank you. I'm going to give you the louder claps here.
Thank you.
And here they go. All right. All right here. And what are your thoughts about this whole thing with the Sweetie Pie saga? And everybody in the chat room, thank you for being here. I'm gonna be calling out people's names in just a moment, but I want to hear from Tawana. What are her thoughts in the moment right now? What is your thoughts? I mean, this has been going on for about a couple years now.
Yeah. This is the second year.
Golly.
I mean, it is very meticulous, is what the FBI is saying. It's very meticulous, so they are not rushing this.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reasons. That's the biggest reason why this is year number 2. Plus, the judge has had some communication with Tim, and in one communication, she has asked. She said that Tim asked if you would slow it down for my lawyers because I got a new team. Mm-hmm. This is the 3rd team of lawyers since day 1. So there's no more slowing down. So about 4 or 5 weeks ago, he wrote the judge a letter saying that, could we speed this up? We don't need any more time. Unfortunately, that was denied. She's not going to speed anything up because she already changed it once. And so it is what it is. So it's looking like the trial won't start until next year.
You're saying until next year?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You know what? I've got some notes. I'm gonna ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I forgot something. From what I understand, Tawana, and everybody out there listening, let me get my ear sets back on here. From what I understand, everybody out there listening is that they're talking about the trial possibly happening in 2022.
Yes.
To bring charges. And tell me if this is correct or not. From my research, it appears that it's been 4 years in the making for the authorities to bring charges against all these conspirators in this, including Tim Norman. What are your thoughts about that?
I think that it is absolutely crazy. Tim says that he was set up. He's been sticking to that since day 1. We haven't heard anything from him in the last 30 days. My pacer hasn't had any more updates or whatever. So I'm still assuming that he's going, I've been set up. If you've been set up, why would you not rat these people out so you can go home?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just saying, you hired these people to do a job. Okay, Tarika, she came in and spilled the beans on everybody. They finally found the guy who they suspect to be the shooter. And they are not giving up any evidence on him.
Now, let me put this on the screen real quick. This is the guy right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is it Trevor Hill is his name, right? Terrell Hill and is the gunman.
Shooter, yeah.
So he is the trigger man amongst these four individuals who engage in this behavior. Now, the gentleman, or I can't even call him a gentleman, but the man to the right of Tim, from what I understand, he's the one who came up with the false life insurance policy on Andre Montgomery. They said they falsified it. They used false information. This is a case of identity theft with falsery going on here.
Kind of. What happened is Tim knew YL from the studio because Tim is a wannabe, rap artist. He's got his YouTube channel and all this kind of stuff. So he already knew YL. YL was leaving the music industry to go into insurance because he's now got a family and all this kind of stuff. And so he goes in and becomes an insurance agent. Tim knows this because they're now friends. And so he goes, I need you to do some help. Now, YL has something on his side to where there are text messages and voice messages that tell YL, Tim is lying to YL. Tim is saying, Andre is sitting right here. Andre's dad is sitting right here. I'm getting the information from him, blah, blah, blah. We know that's a lie because Andre's dad died already. So there's no way he could be sitting in the room. And Andre had went back home. At the time, there was no way. There was no way.
Okay. Looked like your mic was cutting out just a little bit there. But I'm glad that I can hear you. I can hear you. This was a little bit of a, it's streaming. These streaming situations are happening. Wow. Stop right there for just a moment. Let me say peace to everybody in the chat room. We got Clubs Den, who I absolutely love. Thank you for coming over. Here's a clap for you. We're Clubs Den. We got Glow in the house. Gloria in the house. Sister Murray saying, please like, share, and subscribe to the Information Man Show. And make sure you check out Tawana's channel. The link is in the description of this video. The mods, I got tons of mods over here. Try to get her link and drop it periodically throughout the chat. And I appreciate that, everybody. We got another brother here, Gator Girl 04, saying Tim was always talking Miss Robbie's money to open her brand scheme. Yeah. Now we know that there was an issue between the mother and father. The mother and Tim. I couldn't believe this, that he said that she attempted, the mother, to sue him for $100,000. Now, is that true, or is this just some TV stuff? Because they had a reality TV series.
It's kind of true. The number is wrong. She sued for $1 million, and she said that this was her way of telling Tim, showing him that she was serious about her name and about her brand. It was $100 million, right?
No,
it was $1 million.
Oh, $1 million. Okay.
It was $1 million. And she knows he doesn't have $1 million. It wasn't even about the money. It was like, you keep using my name to open these restaurants, and I keep telling you not to do it.
Yes.
So this is her way of chastising a grown man child.
Okay. Wow. Let me say peace and love to Kiki05. We got Back to the Basics. We got King TY is in the house. We got the Empress in the house, which I really appreciate everybody coming over and joining. We got my man, my nephew, Xander, the brothers in the house. Thank you for coming over. We got my man, Art New Style TV. Thank you for coming over. This is an incredible name right here. And I told him, you gotta trademark this name. Black Voltron Reloaded. Powerful name. He's coming over. He's a mod in the channel, doing great things in there. Support. And then we got Badass Truckin' Babe in the house. Peace to you. Oh, we got Purple Paisley in the house. I love her. Good to see you over here. We got Lady T Speaks in the house. I see some people coming over here. We got Barbie girl. Tina is in the house. She was on my panel last week and she made some very powerful statements. We got my brother Perspective. Check him out. I believe he has a channel as well. We got Blue Jeans. Love Blue Jeans as well. He has a channel as well. Check out Blue Jeans. Michael Ross. We got T. Kelly coming in the house. And oh, wait a minute now. I got a special brother here who's just super chatted me. And, I hate when I miss super chats because I want to give people respect. But Brother Keith, who is my brother in arms because we're both members of the Tim Black Wolf Pack over there. And he says, peace information, man, mods in chat. You had a great phone conversation with Tim Black from his Freedom Friday session, brother Johnson. Yeah, we call ourselves Johnsons over there as part of that team over there. Much respect, do and keep doing your thing, big brother. My support won't stop. Tell the truth. Yeah, tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
And I finally got my bells and whistles fixed, man. That's why I hadn't gone live all week because I was frustrated, folks. I was trying to fix it. I said, "Oh shit, what's happening here? Oh, the information out of the Information Man show is gonna be taken out." So I had to break out some dough and go buy a new system. And guess what? The support that I get from Super Chats and support I get from this channel, that all helps me to upgrade the equipment. So I went out and had to get a new Rodecaster, literally. But thank you, brother. I thank you for that super chat. $200 super chat. My God, that's, man, woo, brother. Thank you. I don't know what else to say. Thank you. We got Water Sniper in the house, Davis in the house, and now let me go back over here to Tawana. Tawana, I don't mean to keep cutting in when you're trying to talk here, but I just have to give people respect in the chat room because I got a lot of people coming through. We got Kendrick in the house. You know how it is. You're a content creator, so you know how it is. We got A Lady 747. So, folks, I'll periodically come back to the chat room and call people out in a respectful manner whenever I can. My brother Keith, once again, brother, thank you for that super chat. You deserve a big clap. Most definitely. All right, Tawana, let's get at this. So we were last talking about how much the mother was suing Tim Norman for her son, right. Because it looked like he was getting a little bit. He was filling himself with trying to expand, trying to create businesses in the LA area. Now he had a comeback for this. He said on the show, well, there's not a lot of black food franchises, and I'm trying to create something. That was his comeback to the effery that he engaged in. What are your thoughts?
Right. It was soul food. We need soul food in LA, and they're like, oh, well, we can create it healthier, and all of this stuff. 50% of this stuff failed or whatever, which is what Miss Robbie was pissed off about.
Yes,
because you're ruining, my name. You're changing my recipes. That's not what I'm about. He started off with TJ's Sweetie Pies. And that is what really ticked her off because you used, little Timmy's name, and mixed it and thought it was okay. And I told you not to do it. And even though, it had little Timmy, on the marquee or whatever, she still went ahead and sued him because she's like, I keep telling you to stop or whatever. Now, the kicker is the restaurant in Mississippi. She's now running it because Tim is locked away. So she ended up having to run one of the restaurants.
Wow.
Which is not funny, but I mean, that's her choice. She didn't have to do this, but it's like, it has my name on it. So I feel obligated while he's in, jail, awaiting his sentencing and all this kind of stuff, waiting for the trial to happen. And each one of these people have different representation, able to, get their story straight or anything like that. They're all in different, places. So when she says he hasn't been found guilty yet, I'm sure that's some of the stuff that she's taken into consideration is that they probably all have different stories. Tim he's on his third team of lawyers. He's not just had one lawyer, he always has a team. So he's got a team of 4 attorneys right now working for him, getting everything ready. And he does stupid stuff, Like last time he did a motion, I checked my pacer, and he actually asked the judge if he could get a list of the people that were willing to testify against him. He wanted their names and addresses. Like, why would you think? Why do you keep doing stupid stuff? And why do you think they're going to allow this? They're not going to allow you. His attorney, maybe, but definitely not you. Like, what are you going to do? Write him a threatening letter? Like, it's just ridiculous. And I feel like for me, to answer the question from back, what do I feel about the whole thing in general? I cannot see him being innocent of all of these things. It's just too much evidence stacked against him. And the people that he hired have already testified to, this is what Tim hired me to do. So
Wow.
see how you get out of that.
Hang on just right there. This is powerful information you're giving us. Let me say peace to Miss Sister Murray, Glory. She gave me a $20 super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for that super chat. We got Clubs Den, who came in with a $5 super chat, and I appreciate it all.
Thank you for the super chat.
Appreciate it all, because those super chats have certainly made it possible for me to glorify my mix board again with a brand new one. And we got another brother here, which is brother Blue Jean, who says, this is just amazing, brother Information Man. You are definitely on to something great. Keep it going. I thank you again, Blue Jeans.
Thank you for the super chat.
And check out Club Den and Blue Jeans channel. They have great channels. I believe Back to the Basics left me a wonderful super chat. She says, lovely collaboration, and it's Back to the Basics. I love what she's done here. Then we've got a super chat coming in from Barbie girl Tina. Appreciate you rocking the mic last weekend. And maybe if everything goes well, I may open up the panel for people to come up and give their thoughts. So I appreciate everybody that's over here. Let me see. We got Miss V in the house. The House of X Entertainment Incorporated. Got to give those guys some respect over there. They're doing a great thing. Yeah, great folks. And then we got Peggy Rosters in the house. Peace to you. Most blessing to you. Let me see if I missed anybody. We got Purple Paisley, as I was saying before. Sisters in the house here. Anybody that I might have missed calling out, no disrespect to you. We got Noble Strength. I love, man. Tawana, you got to check out this sister's channel. All y'all, Noble Strength, she has a great, kind of like a fashion type of channel where she displays different clothing and lifestyle and all that kind of stuff. She's got a great channel as well. I'm really glad to see her over here joining us today. We got Natural, who sells beauty products and things of that nature, and clothing items and things of that nature that ladies would definitely like. We got Water Sniper, who's known me for quite some time on these YouTube streets. And let me stop right there and let you continue. Folks, I'll periodically call out folks in the chat room. Just bear with us. We got to get through this information. Very important. Go right ahead, Tawana.
Okay, so one of the things that just came in the I won't say in the news, articles, blogs and stuff like that. Black Enterprise, she came out, she was looking, amazing. For those of you who don't have it, I'm gonna share.
I'm gonna go right ahead.
Okay.
I think that's the photo that I had up before, but you can go ahead and share it if you like, or I can share it too.
From Black Enterprise. Wait 1 minute. 81-year-old Miss Robbie showed up on the internet looking like a sweetie pie. So she did this interview with Black Enterprise, and she also did another one with Essence. So she did Black Enterprise, and she did Essence. She did Black Enterprise. They did a two-part, like it was back to back. So on this, the second one, she was talking about supporting her son, Robbie Montgomery was. She's 81 years old. She's got a song out. Her goal is to be a Grammy winner, the oldest, Grammy winner, first-time Grammy winner. And I'm like, okay, that's nice. She went on to talk about her career with Ike and Tina Turner and how her and Tina Turner are still, close. They still talk. And then it gets to Tim, and it gets to her talking about Andre Montgomery. He was 21 years old when he was gunned down. I mean, there's really no other way to put it.
Right.
Does as a mother, yeah, she supports him. There's no way that she can't, support him. So until he's guilty, she's gonna be by his side. She's gonna continue to run the restaurant. Long story short,
Mm-hmm.
and this is her stance on the whole thing. And she's asking everybody to, keep the family in prayer because you never know what might happen. But at this point, she definitely is, and it is assumed that she's paying his legal fees. But nobody has, she did not say that. They're just
Mm-hmm.
assuming from
Okay.
everything she said
How?
that she is. That's not been confirmed.
Okay. Let me do this, ladies and gentlemen. I want to play an audio, and there's an audio that I have an audio from your channel that I want you to speak to. Mm-hmm. But let me just ask you this question, because I had opened up the program talking about how there's a bond between mothers and their sons like no other, and that usually sons are the most stable men in a woman's life, even when other relationships didn't work out. Your son is there, good or bad, right? And a lot of times it is women who it is mothers who will believe in their sons even when the sons have done some wrong. And I've seen this in the environment that I work in, where mothers will believe, and there's an unconditional love there that sometimes happens. How do we reconcile the fact as a people, as a society, that a man can get on camera, a man can get on audio, get on the O channel, on Oprah's channel, and begin to say things about how in the black community there's not enough men in the community, and this is why you have black men being killed in St. Louis, black men killing each other, taking each other's life. And then how do we reconcile the fact that he had the audacity to take his mother back to the place where this all happened? And I'm going to play those audios to reinforce what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
How do we reconcile that, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat room in Tawana? And I'm going to tell y'all again, look at his mugshot.
I mean, this man is some kind of crazy. To go back to where the incident happened, I think because he has some characteristics of being a narcissist, he's not connecting his fault with what happened because he hired people to do his dirty work. So for him, his hands are clean. And of course, the lie is he's been set up. So his mother, it's easier for her to look at, the alleged shooter and say, well, it's his fault. He's the one that pulled the trigger, than to look at her son and say, he's the one that put all this in motion.
Right. So let me show you a few things, folks. Here, I want everybody to look at a little bigger picture. Look at his face. He's smiling on his mugshot. That is something from my experience, because I deal with guys that have done these type of heinous crimes.
Yeah.
When it's to me, that's a
mugshot from an adult. He has other mugshots, but this is the correct one for this crime.
Okay. Thank you for saying that, Tawana. That's very important. But as I put this up here, as this is up here right now, I want people to take a look at how this man has no soul. And this is what I want to say to the naysayers out there. I don't want to hear that bullshit about, there you go, putting down another black man. No, this black man did wrong. See, we put down those people who do wrong. I don't care what color you are, because I have covered many stories of the things that white men have done. Hell, I've even broken down the statistics of how often white men tend to do white men statistically, according to FBI statistics, tend to do these type of domestic crimes against their family more than black people do, more than black men in particular, black people overall. So this is not a crime that is normal for us to engage in. But if a black man is engaging in this crime, to me, he ain't no brother. So therefore, it ain't putting down a brother, because he's already lost those privileges. His black card's been taken away the minute he did what he did for some insurance money that he faked. And if I'm not mistaken, Tawana, before I go to these audios as well, isn't it true or not true that the reason why they were able to bust him, one reason is because he tried to collect on the policy but did not have the proper paperwork, you go ahead and explain that to us.
Yeah, one of the reasons they were able to connect the dots was because this guy did not have the proper paperwork that YL needed to cash in on the policy. So you're able to get the policy, but you need certain criteria to, like a driver's license, like your birth certificate, the death certificate. And he was not going to have that information because it all went to his mother. His mother is still in the picture. And, you know, people, she's easy to get overlooked because she was only on the show once as a guest. But you know, she's very much in the picture. She very much, you know, raised this boy along with Miss Robbie. Miss Robbie stepped in because her son was murdered. You know what I'm saying? And then Tim never knew his father because his father was murdered on the same street before Tim was even born. So all of these murders happened on that same street within those same 2 blocks, including Andre, where he stepped out of the studio to meet Tarika to, you know, talk for a minute or whatever. And so that's how he was assassinated, really, was that same block or whatever. So as you said, when they were on the show and they went back to that street to talk about all of this stuff, I really don't, you have to be detached somewhere mentally to know all this stuff happened and you had a hand in some of it, but then you're talking about it and, you know, reminiscing with your mother about that you put in motion on the same street. You were standing in the same place where Andre went down.
Right. You know what? I'm glad you said that. So what you saying that I'm going to put that picture that I just had back up. I want everybody in the chat room to hear what I'm about to play in just a moment. Let me give some more shout out. We got Catherine with friends in the house, Southern Breeze. I like Southern Breeze. She's over. She follows me over in Haps TV, and she follows Brother Freeman. And shout out to Brother Freeman Shannon if he's out there watching. We got Noble Strength, and ladies, check out her channel. Check out all each other's channels. We got KT in the house saying whoa. We got Barbie Tina, we got Davis, Black Votron, my man Keith, who dropped that heavy super chat on me. This sister right here, she said, I still can't believe he did this. Okay, Marchese, this sister was on my channel last week on the panel, and she kept herself cool through all the controversies that happened on the panel, and she had powerful things to say. So I want to give her a clap as well because I appreciate her being on the panel. A little bit of lightning in there, but that was so. Thank you for coming up and being on the program tonight. Last week, and maybe today you'll be back up here. Who knows? But Tawana, let me do this. Let me go ahead and play these audios because I want you to decode these audios. I'm going to play the first audio related to what you said about him having the audacity with lightning on it to bring his mother back to a place that not only his nephew was killed because he plotted it, but his own father, flesh and blood, was also killed on the same streets. That's emotional trauma. I know that. You know that. Everybody knows that. That tells you right there that this man, in my estimate, I want y'all to look at this picture again of him. This man is a cold-blooded psychopath. There's no question in my mind about it.
Tell the truth.
Now, with that said, here is the breaking news clips.
Information is power.
Let's go with the last one I have up here, and I hope this is the one that I'm looking for.
I am not sure if you guys, have already seen this.
Oops, this is the one.
This is it.
Yes,
They say he came out and used the phone, so they had to shoot him right here on this porch.
we've lost a lot of family members here on this street. Andre, as of late, and then before Andre, my father. And in between that was Lyndon's son, Monique's brother, Aaron, who was like my brother. And it's all on this one street, a few blocks from each other. Right across from Grandma's house.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about it.
Since Andre's passing, I haven't gone through this part of the city. And really, I've been avoiding it.
All right. So that was the clip that you were talking about, the clip related to him bringing his mother to the streets, the scene of the crime that he took out and plotted against his own nephew, Andre Montgomery. Now, let me play the clip to bring this all together from the old channel when this fool had the audacity to sit up there and talk about, well, this happens because black men don't have young black males don't have fathers in a household, and this is why we out here shooting. And Negro, you are the one who killed him. None of those statistics that you're talking about. Let's go ahead and play that right now, ladies and gentlemen. And here we go. I hope this is the clip that I'm looking for right here. And here, oh yeah, it's the first one. And here we go.
Makes sense of losing your son and your grandson to violence. Just seeing this takes me back. Andre was like somebody that I wanted to take under my wing and make sure that he made it. And my goal was to get him through high school. And so when I did that, I really wanted him to go back home, because St. Louis is a city where black men are killing each other. And he came back and then was there like 4 or 5 days and got killed. So that's heartbreaking. And Linda, with Andre's passing, does that bring up the memories of your son, Aaron?
Yes, it does, because the fact that they both was young men. You know, my son, he got killed because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Andre, when he got killed, he was trying to make music.
Charles and I, the only boys left in this generation.
Here we go.
TJ's, you know, but he's another generation, but we lost the entire family to violence, you know.
Charles, you and Andre, I saw, you know, from the clip that you guys did a lot together. How did this affect you?
I think I took it a lot harder than I should have. You know, and I know there was nothing I could have done or should have done, but when I got the call, my mother called me and told me, you know, I mean, I just...
Is there any message that you would want to give to someone who has a gun? What would you say to them if they have a gun and they got a gun and they're in the streets?
You live by the gun, you're gonna die by the gun. That's what we've always heard.
And it's your young man, your peers that you're killing. And what about the family? People don't realize it. Even when the young men go to jail, it affects the family. To pick up a gun is easy, but to take somebody's life that you can't give and can't give it back, that's devastating. Why does our community experience so much loss?
I think with the absence of males in the household, there's a emasculation of young black men.
Here we
are
go.
all raised by women. So when we finally get out the house at 13, 14, the streets there's a draw because you're around other men, you know. So that's why we're drawn to the streets. We're drawn to be a part of that tribe or the gang, or whatever you want to call it, whatever's happening in the neighborhood. We don't have a lot of positive examples of guys going to college and getting a job and, you know, being successful. We don't see I mean, of course, there are black doctors and lawyers, but we don't see those examples. So that's why we follow around those paths, because that's what we see.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There is his effery. He had the audacity to sit up there, and I'm going to say it with thunder. He had the audacity to sit up there and say the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why this happens is because young black men don't have fathers to set them on the right, straight and narrow. No, fool. Your nephew is no longer here because you set up a plot. You and these individuals right here set up a plot to take a young man out over insurance money that you didn't even have the proper paperwork to get. And then you had all these other people involved in the plot trying to write a policy for $200,000. You get a $200,000 if he died of natural causes, if he died because he got shot. Then you get $50,000 if he somehow doesn't make it through the next 10 years. All this type of stuff that was created by this guy, Yami, I think is his name, YAGHNAM, who was the one who did the underwriting of this false document that they tried to pull over the wool of being a life insurance policy. With that said, let me bring Tawana back on, get her perspective here. Okay, those two videos that I played, I want to get your perspective, and then I have another video that comes out of your own mouth that I want you to kind of give more decoding to, because there was a lady who comes into, another woman who comes into the picture of this. Go right ahead, Tawana.
Okay, so what you just saw was a part of the reunion, and oh my God, what is her name? She's a comedian. She was the host of that.
I know exactly who you talking about. And she been in a bunch of different movies. She was in them house. She was in Next Fridays, I think, or something like that too.
Like, anyway, it'll come to me.
I think her name is Kim something. Kim.
Yes.
Well, anybody in the chat room who knows who we're talking about, she's funny as all get out. Put her name in the chat room.
Yes, put her name in the chat, please.
Right.
It's Kim
right.
something.
And I see Ken Whitney. Thank you, Ken Whitney. And everybody in the chat, thank you for putting that out there. Golden Melanin, thank you for being here. MS Davis, thank you for being here. Jones, thank you for being here. Bloodsport, go right ahead.
Thank you, Cookie. Listen, Kim Whitley brought up some really good points in where she was trying to get Tim to say how he felt.
Mm-hmm.
And if you could see the video, he was staring into outer space. He was like totally, deflecting himself. He didn't want any parts of emotion at that point in time. He was just staring into outer space. When he started to talk about it, he started to tear up, and then he had to buck up and, be a gangster. And, here's my thing. As I'm looking at the reunion, because I was a fan of the show, I'm looking at the reunion. At that time, we had no idea that he was a part of this. We didn't know he was the ringleader. All we know is that, during the filming, Andre had gotten shot and he passed away. He didn't make it. And nobody knew who did it. So to everybody, it seemed like, a random thing. Now, looking back at that footage, how could you be so crazy and so cruel to sit on the stage and talk about the same street, the same block where your grandmother lived across the street? Okay. Your biological father was gunned down. Okay. Your brother was gunned down. Okay. Your cousin was gunned down. And now you've taken Andre's life. Allegedly, he was gunned down. You have 5 family members, all men, all gunned down right there on that street, on that block, across the street from your grandmother. And you don't think people are going to connect the dots? Why would you choose that place to have him gunned down?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
To me, there has to be something psychologically wrong. With a man that would put his mother through. She's already been traumatized by the loss of the father.
Definitely.
And then to put her through the trauma of the loss of a grandson.
Yeah.
And then a grandson that she put a lot into. She had a lot of hopes for him. He just graduated from school, I think, what was it? High school or was it college? High school? It was high school. And for him to put her through that.
Her plan actually went the way it was supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't know, because if you don't follow crime like I do,
okay,
I have an actual Pacer account, so I can get the records and look this up.
Right.
Andre was working with the police for a robbery that happened at Miss Robbie's house while she was on vacation. Her sisters were on vacation. She hadn't been on vacation in years, so they thought it would be great footage for the show. But when she came back, her entire house was ransacked, but none of the important things were taken. Okay. They took a few gold pieces. They took a fur, but things that really, you know what I'm saying? Whoever it was knew that there was a safe in the house, because they tried to get into the safe and they couldn't because they didn't have the right code. So it was somebody that she knew, and she said that on camera. Well, Andre found out, obviously, that it was Tim's mastermind. Again, if it wasn't Tim in the house, he had it done. And the police knew this. So they looked to Andre and say, look, Tim is pointing the finger at you. He's like, I know the whole truth. I know everything. And they said, are you willing to take a lie detector test? And Andre says, yeah, but I was partying all weekend, so I don't know how good it's going to be. And the police was like, go home, relax, whatever. Come back on Monday. When you're here, we'll take you to the police station. We'll do the test. You can give us your statement, and then we're done. Like, you're in the clear. We're not going to bother you again. Andre said, great. So he tells his mom that it's going to happen. So he's at home. He's relaxing. He's hanging out with his sisters and all this stuff. And having a great time. He's graduated, high school, and, he's thinking about going back to the restaurant to work, but they're like, no, work on your music or whatever. So when he goes back to St. Louis, that's what he's doing in the studio. He's going there to work.
Tell the truth.
Also, he's there, to talk to the police. Well, he never made it because days before that, some type of way, oh boy, found out that my nephew was working with the police.
Working with the police. Wow.
And he puts this in motion because he does not want anybody to know that he had any involvement with the robbing of his mother's house.
Okay.
So it wasn't just the insurance money. He didn't want to get caught for the robbery. And now he's got the robbery and he's got, oh my God, I just murdered, my nephew.
So he's got the murder plot conspiracy to kill his nephew. Yes. And then they're going to get him on robbery as well. So we're looking at a guy who's probably going to be doing some life in prison. Now, I don't know if they're going to, I know recently they said that his bond has been denied, as you already know.
Yeah, it's been denied, and the death penalty was taken off the table.
And the death penalty, I was just about to bring that up. The death penalty's been taken off, ladies and gentlemen. Right.
All four of them. So none of them, they're not going to do ultimate or whatever, but they will have life on the table. So,
let me do this. Let me say peace and love to brother Real Aaron Collin. Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
He says, salute information man, brother, for another informational stream. I appreciate you coming over, Aaron, and definitely everybody share this video in your social media. Definitely share it 110%. I need y'all to share this. I want to thank everybody that's in there. We got Clubbed In, we got Sister Murray, we got Black Voltron Reloaded, we got Davis, Empress KIYA in the house. We got Habit in the house, HABIT, Habit, who always supports my channel as well. Thank you for coming over. She's in the Philippines, I believe. Thank you. Check her channel out. We got Fly Seas, Soja here, Kiki. We got, of course, the House of X Entertainment Incorporated. How can I forget them? Lady T Speaks, Peggy Roster, Keith, who gave me that rocking super chat. Sister Mashea, I think I got her name. I get names wrong all the time, but she was rocking with me last week. Did a great job on the panel. Bloodsport 11, Lady T Speaks. Gloria is in the house. I think Sister Murray gave me a super chat. A lot of people super chatted me today. I think it was Clubbed In, Blue Jeans, everybody. Oh, we got my man CCN TV in the house. Got to give him some love. We got Miss Battles, if I'm saying that correct, in the house. Thank you for coming over and dropping some into the chat room and adding to the program today. I really appreciate everybody for coming over. We got Be the Difference Clothing. Wow, she's in the house. Wow, we got a lot of great people here. A lot of great folks here. It's a clap for everybody. All right. Noble Strength is in the house again, as I was saying before, Real Aaron Collins. And I'm just trying to give people respect because we're talking about a lot of stuff, but I just want to make sure people realize that they're respected here. We got my man Perspective saying B1 to you too, brother. Clap to you. Let me see right here. Okay, we got Wow William 454 saying B1 out the rich. Thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate you here. And who is this right here? I think this is Yalfa. Can you pronounce that? I can't. But this person has been supporting me, and I'm trying to get that. What's the right pronunciation for that? Yafi. I think I've said that before. Yalfi, thank you. Yalfi says, I was in St. Louis last month near the area of the shooting. I definitely thought of Andre Montgomery when I was there. Thank you, Yafi, for coming in and chiming in with that statement that you've been there on the streets where he was killed. No doubt about it. It was a plot. Now, let me stop there. Let me play this for you. And then I'm going to put a picture on the screen that you will be familiar with after I play this. This is out of your own words, and I want you to give more context because this was on your channel, and I want people to subscribe to Tawana's channel. In the description of this video is the link to her channel. Mods, if you could run her channel through the chat room, I would appreciate that. I love you all for that. Everybody is fantastic here. Let me get ready to play this. This is from your mouth, your words on your channel, and how you broke it down. I thought it was really, I mean, it was on the money. And here we go.
I am not sure if you guys, have already seen this or not, but I did promise that I would bring news as I, got information. So this breaking news right now that I have is about Terica Ellis. Memphis woman promised $10,000 to help Welcome to Sweetie Pie star murder nephew, detectives say. Okay? Now, again, this was like 14 hours ago. Now, we know that Tim and Terica Ellis were both arrested. A criminal complaint was filed against the 36-year-old mother of two in July that named her as a participant in a conspiracy to have Montgomery killed. Okay, she was arrested in South Haven, Mississippi in mid-August, and prosecutors announced her charge on August the 18th. Now, what you may not know is that during the court proceedings, Miss Ellis did not testify, but she did speak to prosecutors off the stand, and she confirmed that Tim promised her $10,000. She deposited over $9,000, which means she could have been paid the full $10,000 and just didn't deposit some of it. But she did deposit it, and to make it look legitimate, she deposited the money in different accounts. So she did tell that. And there's more, okay? There is a shooter, a third party in question. Now, the reason they're saying third party is because the insurance agent got out on bail. Of course, Miss Ellis was denied. Tim has been denied, so they are still locked up, but the insurance agent is out, and of course, he has his own attorney.
Okay. So what I want to do is, Tawana, I want you to explain who this woman is that's on the screen right now.
Okay, this is a crazy looking picture of Terica Ellis.
So that's, wait a minute, stop. Wait a minute. I had no idea that was her. I thought it was a different woman explosively. What? You're telling me that this is the same woman? My God, what has happened to her?
On drugs, cracked out in the streets. She needed the $10,000 so that she could go back to looking like however she was looking, and she's got children. Her children are in the custody of her mother, so her mother is taking care of her children. But I'm sure she has full custody by now because there's no guarantee that Terica is coming home anytime soon. So there are 3 mugshots of Terica. There's one where she had went to jail for prostitution. Another one where she went to jail and she was, I don't know what you call it, like when you're making a lot of noise outside and you're drunk. I don't know if that's a domestic violence or, so she was doing that. And then she was, picked up doing whatever she was doing, looking how she was looking at the time of this latest arrest. So she wasn't in a good place. I'm sure that she's like dried out by now, but they can get stuff in prison. So, you know what I'm saying? It's up to her attorneys to let the public know how she's doing and all that stuff. But at the time she was arrested, she was not in a good place at all.
Now I'm going to ask you another devastating question to this whole plot. The rumor has it, as I hit the bell, that Tim may have had some type of relations with this woman. And that's that's been out there in the grapevine. Is there any truth that Tim, wait a minute, let me do this again. Let me put it front and center again, because I can't believe that this man was messing around. So Tim was hitting this. He was involved with this woman that he was able to talk in. Here she is looking somewhat decent, which I still think that she looks cracked out even on there. And then here she is looking even more devastating, ladies and gentlemen, thunderously. It's not my style to make fun of women, make fun of, but I gotta say to myself, how could Tim, let me put him back up here. Look at him, ladies, because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm pretty sure that before y'all knew that Tim did this, that there was some ladies in this world, okay? Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
That were saying, hey, I would like to get with Tim. Hey, I would like to meet him. Hey, I would break it wide open for Tim. Let's tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
And so with me saying that, he, a man who probably is handsome enough to get more attractive women that are not cracked out, somehow he got involved with this woman, got her to lure his own nephew out of the home so that this sucker right here could shoot him dead, so that he would do it for this woman who eventually became a cracked out individual. No, not that guy, but he did the shooting and he's going to pay the price for it. But this woman right here is the same woman who I thought was a different woman, Tawana. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it. It is unbelievable. It is explosive. It is the truth.
Tell the truth.
And now I'm coming back over to you right now. I'm coming right back over to you right now. And here you go, front and center. What do you got to say about this?
So I'm about to shock you again because I know you don't know this. But if you go to my channel, I have a playlist of everything I've done on Tim Norman. And this is in my earlier clips. If you go all the way down to the bottom, I think it's maybe 4 or 5. When I get into Terica Ellis's business, who, what, when, where, and why.
Okay, hopefully there you go.
Tim and with Andre in the past. So Tim was, one person that she did it with, and Andre was another person. I don't know about the other two men, but I know the uncle and the nephew, she had a relationship with both of them because she worked at the local strip club, and that was her, full-time job. They both frequented the strip club, and what she said in her testimony is that they were totally separate. She dealt with Tim early on, and she was able to coerce Andre out of the house because their relationship was more recent. So she had been sexual with both of them. Wait.
Stop the trains. Wait. Oh my. Wait a minute. Are you telling me?
She's a stripper. What do you expect? I mean, this is a part of her job. She's securing the bag. This is what.
Are you telling me? Are you telling me?
She had a sexual relationship with Tim first, and later on with Andre.
Wait a minute, Tawana. As I play the dramatic music right now.
He's got dramatic.
Tell the truth.
Are you sitting up here telling me and the ladies and gentlemen out there watching this program today that this woman was having relations with both Tim Norman, who plotted to kill his nephew, both him and the nephew, which would speak to how she was able to lure him out of the house so that he could be shot by that? I play the music for dramatic effect. I play it for dramatic effect, ladies and gentlemen, only.
It's in her testimony.
Tell the truth.
If it's a lie, she told it. I don't think she would lie about this, though. I mean, she told the truth about everything else. I feel like Terica Ellis was telling the truth in that she had a relationship with both the uncle and the nephew at different points in her life. But at the same time, while she was stripping at that strip club.
Okay, this is what I want to do, Tawana. Man, you just knocked the cover off the lid, and
Katura said, "Man, I'm dead."
I want to, once again, everybody in the chat room, thank you for coming over and watching this program. We've got Jackie in the house. I see you there. Everybody that super chatted today, I appreciate that. I normally should have done this when you super chat, and here we go.
Tell them run it up. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip is wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip is wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turn to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip is wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip is wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck.
All right, thank you, everybody. I had to take a little super chat celebration to everybody that has super chatted me and everybody in the chat room that's here. I got to be honest, I'm blown away, Tawana. I had no idea. I had no inkling. I don't know where I missed this at, that this is a woman who was bumping with both of these men. And then he was able to take advantage of that circumstances to lure his own nephew out, his own flesh and blood, to have someone take him out with the hopes that he was going to get some type of insurance money. Now, this is the question that needs to be asked of you and everybody in the chat room. I want everybody to have an opinion because I'm going to put their questions or thoughts on the board here. What was going on, Tawana, in Tim's life? We know that the mother was suing him for $1 million or more. We know that he called himself trying to expand the business, so that was what he says. Why? What was the true? That's the question I put on the thumbnail. The question is why? Why did he do this? What was he gaining? What was happening in his personal financial life? Was things crumbling? Was he losing his relationship? What was happening? And I want to say peace and love to Miss Henderson that's just coming to the house, and Be the Difference Clothing. And I see all of you out there. Go right ahead, Tawana.
Okay, so in the statement on Pacer, the FBI is assuming this, and they're trying to, this is what's taking so long, they're trying to find proof of this. Their theory is that Tim Norman was in debt. That part we know is true from the restaurants that failed, okay? He had restaurants, about 4 of them that he opened up and they failed. So he had lost that money and he still owed contractors the money, and he still owed rent on the buildings because he was the occupant of said, restaurant and business. So he owed money. It was easier to take Andre out than anybody else because Andre, not only, I've got an insurance policy out on him, but he will not get his part of Miss Robbie's money, should she pass away. So instead of just doing an insurance policy on Andre, he also did a policy for $1 million on his mother, which then gave the FBI, the foresight to go, was he trying to take her out as well? And how much debt did he have? Over $100,000 debt for just 2 of the restaurants that are stated in the paperwork. So we know that. So the one restaurant that did get saved that wasn't Miss Robbie's was Tim's restaurant in Mississippi. So she has one restaurant now in St. Louis and then the one in Mississippi, which rightfully belongs to Tim. The other 2 that he opened up are closed down. One due to what was it like there in Texas, a hurricane or something that totally trashed that restaurant, so they weren't.
Wow. I know they had a really bad a storm there, ice storm that froze everything out. I don't know if that was what did it.
yeah, it totally demolished, the restaurant. So there is no restaurant in Texas anymore.
Okay.
So with that being said, the restaurant that they had in LA had to close down because of a natural catastrophe that happened a couple of years ago. So everything that Tim did outside of the Mississippi restaurant actually failed. And so, of course, he still owes money. He still has to pay those people. Those bills are not going away, just because, the building is gone or whatever. He still owes contractors. He still owes all of these other people on the laundry list, people that did the artwork, people that did the website, everything. He was doing it big, and he was doing it in his mother's name because he didn't have a leg to stand on. But when you hear the name Sweetie Pies, and when your mother is, Robbie Montgomery, you get things done in the restaurant industry.
Okay, what that makes sense that because when I first saw that on the reality program that he said that his mama was going to sue him for millions of dollars or what have you, that would make sense if he's running amok of the business. And remember, Sweetie Pies, ladies and gentlemen, as you already know this, okay, tell the truth, is a brand. If he's using the name and doing inappropriate business practices, he could muddy the waters of her brand. So he thought that, well, I worked hard all these years for my mama. I feel like that's what he said. He said, I feel like I should have had the right to be able to use the name. But if you're doing misdeeds with the business, you can ruin your mother's good business name that can have a backlash on the rest of her businesses. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, and there's a reason why she didn't want him doing this, okay?
Okay.
Remember I told you in the beginning, that's not the only mugshot he has. Well, he got into an altercation at the close down with one of the kitchen people who was also a recovering inmate. And she was known for hiring people to give them a second chance or whatever. So that was kind of her thing. Right. Got into it. And this guy, I've seen the pictures. He was actually bigger than Tim. Tim took him down.
Oh, wow.
They shut the restaurant for the day. The next day, they didn't open up because that guy, not only did Tim get arrested, the guy had to go to the hospital. And when he did his interview, his face was jacked up. And I'm like, how can somebody have that kind of anger? Like, you're fine. You own a portion of, the empire. You're the son. You don't have any competition. You're flesh and blood. Like, if anybody is going to get something, it's definitely going to be you.
It's going to be you.
He needed the money today. So there was no waiting, and he didn't have any other way to get it. Number two, after the fight, there was money that was coming up missing. That money that was coming up missing was a part of the show. They had hired a general manager to go in and oversee because Miss Robbie just did not trust that Tim knew what he was doing. So you need to be taught this part of the business because otherwise money wouldn't be missing out of the restaurant.
Wow.
It is suspected that what they suspect, the FBI also suspect that he took that money because of his debts. So they're not just looking at the murder, they're looking at all of the criminal activity. He's already paid time for the guy. He mangled his face. Okay, he had to go to court for Jennifer because, apparently he stalked her after he didn't ask her to marry him or whatever. So Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives, they went to court or whatever. I think she lost, though. She didn't have enough evidence to prove that he was stalking. But that still doesn't look good on him, knowing that he's got a criminal record that leads all the way back to kidnapping. So he wasn't.
So he had a lot of. So basically, Tim Norman, everybody, and Tawana is breaking it down as only she can. He had a lot of baggage, which the mother had a reason to not sort of have a full confidence in him. Let me go ahead and read what Noble Strength said. I think this was a pretty powerful statement, and many statements in the chat room are powerful. But she said here, it was his love of money that drove him to do that. One sin opens the door for more sin in a echo effect, aconine effect, if I'm saying that right. No humanity. Pride comes before the destruction, and a ugly spirit before the fall, if I said that right. And that's a powerful statement. Noble strength by Noble Strength. Check out her channel, ladies and gentlemen, and let me hit the clap for that. That was a powerful statement. And many statements in the chat room are powerful. As I want to say to Sheldon, he's one of my Johnson brothers from the Tim Black Show. Thank you for the super chat. You super chatted me not too long ago, and I just want to make sure that I give you respect and love for that. Thank you for the super chat. Let me play the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Phrase that I always play. Let me put Sheldon up here, and he says, Sheldon says, Hugh says $5. He says, peace and love, information man. Peace and love to you, and thank you again.
Thank you for the super chat.
Okay. So we figured out, I think we come to a great understanding that his mother had some lack of trust in him. But this is what doesn't make sense to me, Tawana. And I need everybody to answer this question. On the one hand, she did not trust him, her son, enough to trust him with expanding. Let me say this, because I can't think for her. In his mind, he felt that he was expanding the empire, because there's not enough black, and he's right about that. Even though he's a murderer, that there's not enough black franchises in the world. While she didn't have confidence for him to take the franchise further and further because of his shady background and past. While the mother didn't trust him, she certainly has turned a leaf right now, ladies and gentlemen, thunderously, because she is supporting her son. And the question is, and I've seen this in my profession, you have parents that are in denial of what their sons have done, and it comes to criminal justice system. And we know that black men and black women have been railroaded. But in this situation, this ain't no railroad. So we ain't going to go there with that today.
Right.
So she didn't have confidence to let him expand business because it could possibly hurt the family, the brand. Right. But on the other hand, she's supporting him when he has been charged with a plot conspiracy to take out her nephew, who she said herself she had nothing but love for. Tawana, I say to you and everybody out there listening, how can we reconcile the fact that she didn't want to support him in expanding the business because there were certain business practices that weren't cool, but yet she's supporting him when the man has engaged in this plot? Make that make sense. Thunderously.
Well, I don't know if it's going to make sense, but what I feel from her interviews, from past to lately, is that she didn't really trust anybody when it came to the business of Sweetie Pies. So you talk about her brand. She has the restaurants, she has Sweet Tea, she has the cookbook. And then she's got more stuff coming out. And then away from Sweetie Pies, she's got her music. Her net worth is $12 million. She is not trying to mess up her name for anybody. But when it comes to her children, I think this is just me speculating, just looking at the whole thing. She's already lost some children. She's already lost some, grandchildren, nephews. Like a lot of people in her family, especially men, have, they're gone. And so Tim and Charles, they are the last two Montgomery men. They carry the Montgomery name, and that's it. There is no more. Charles is great. He's working. He wants to be an actor. He's got his own thing. He's not really looking to Sweetie Pies for, his empire. He wants to do, other stuff. So then you have Tim. He's already in the restaurant. She's taught him everything she knows. It's kind of like, I need him, to be a better man. And I think that's where her mind is. He's not guilty yet. That's what she said. Keep praying for us. Keep praying for him, because he's not guilty yet. He hasn't been found guilty. And I think until they actually slam the gavel and say he's guilty and, this is your sentence, she's going to be in a little bit of denial. She's going to have a little bit of hope, a glimmer of hope that her son really is, innocent. But like I said before, with all of the charges against him, there's no way he's coming home. There's no way that this is going to be time served and that he's coming home because there's too much stuff stacked against him.
How can I say this? Let's just be honest here. We know, those of us that are members of the Black community, we know that a lot of us are religiously oriented. We believe in forgiveness. When we go to church, we're taught that by the preacher. We read that in the Bible, in the good book, as they call it. We read the stories about the biblical stories as it relates to being forgiving, believing in someone. Not is she simply? I want to be respectful here. Is this an example of how we as African Americans, especially our older generation, who are definitely come from a spiritual place, from the church, that
she's asking
that
for prayer. She definitely, believes, in God. She's a church-going woman, and
yes.
But again, I just kind of feel like she's more in mother mode. It's hard for me to think that my daughter would do something so heinous. Like, I'll just be like, y'all got to be wrong. This ain't right. She would never. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine if I had a son and, that bond would be, even stronger. I would not. I just would be in mother mode right now. He needs his mom, right now. He can get, the human, the Mrs. Robbie later. But right now I have to be mommy.
Okay. And, but let me ask this question of you. Obviously, she is a mommy. Mommy mode is set in. And as I had said earlier in the program, there's a strong bond between son and mother. It's always been this way, just as there's a strong bond between daughter and father. It's just because, why? Because naturally, the way things were set up, that the opposite attract to each other, right? You have the feminine energy and you have the masculine energy, and it's gonna attract to each other. And yes, she's in mother mode, but the reason why I brought up religion, because I'm looking at her age and her background, and there's a combination of that duality of being a mother and then religion that all comes together when it comes to forgiving. Right. So you will often hear people in our community say, what would Jesus do? Or we got to forgive and understand people have their shortcomings. However, this man plotted to take the life of a grandchild that she had nothing but love for. And the question,
you got to look at it like this.
Yes.
The son of the grandson was her child. He's already gone. So
he's already gone.
She has of that grandson. Now the grandson is gone. So it's unthinkable that my son would take out his nephew, and that's the only thing he's got left of his brother, another Montgomery man, gunned down on the same block, on the same, street across from grandma's house. It's unthinkable. Like, I wouldn't be able to wrap my head around it, to be honest with you. As a woman, as a mom, that would send me to the loony house. Like, for real. I would not be able to go, oh yeah, he did it. No, there's no way. I couldn't do it.
Okay, I'm going to download a news report on this whole situation. It's downloading. While it's downloading, I'm going to ask you some more questions. The chat room. Let me see what people are saying in the chat room real quick here. And that's loading up. Oh, wait, what happened? Did that not load up correctly for me? Oh, let me read this. Brother Keith said, being a loving parent, it's very hard to turn away from your children. Tawana, I hate to put this in your wheel bag, Baron, but as a mother, as someone who has people in your family members that you deeply love, how would you personally, I shouldn't ask it like that. Well, how would you reconcile someone in your family doing something unfortunate, I'm just say it like that, how would you reconcile it? How would you deal with that? Because we know that, everyone.
He's not my child. I don't have to, deal with him. There's somebody in my family. I have blood brothers that I really didn't grow up with. They're my biological father's children. They can't come to my house. One of them can't come to my house right now because you're a criminal. If you do criminal activity, you love to go to jail, and yeah, you just can't come to my house with my grandchildren here. And, I don't know what you've done, and I think about having my house searched and, me having to go in for questioning because that's your, sibling and all that kind of stuff. I'm not dealing with certain things in my life. If you're not my kid, I don't have to deal with that stuff. I don't have to. Extra is not, commended of me. God didn't tell me that I had to do extra, like harbor a criminal in my house and all this kind of stuff. No, I'm not dealing with that. But again, if I'm thinking as a mom, that would just be unthinkable. When I'm looking at the crimes that Tim has against him, when he was a kid, 17 years old, he has kidnapping on his rap sheet. How do you reconcile that? How do you think? I can't believe my son is in jail for kidnapping. Who did you kidnap? What are you talking about? My son couldn't have done that. So think about all the times that he's been arrested before, all that he spent 10 years in prison, a maximum strength prison. Then he gets out, is rehabilitated, quote unquote, in his mother's restaurant. You've been working there for a while. You get a TV show. You think you're a celebrity all of a sudden, and you think you can get away with anything because the world loves you now. He's a nurse.
Well, wait a minute, Tawana. You just blew something. You just said something that just blew me away. And this is why it's so fantastic to have you on here today. I didn't know that he did 10 years. I knew he had sort of a rough background, but I didn't know that he did 10 years in a maximum security prison. That is serious. And the reason why I'm going to tell you why that is serious. Let me just unveil myself here. The reason why, because I deal with guys who are high level. I deal with all different levels of guys like him. But if you're telling me he's like a level 4 kind of inmate, a guy who did maximum security, that's serious. That's
he's people. He
right.
Stuff. I mean, if you got in his way, he was like a wheelbarrow. He would take you down.
So then that would explain why he has no emotion, as you can see him smiling on his mugshot, as I showed that before. That explains why he can go on television. He can take his mother on a walk to the crime scene, and he can act as if nothing happened. This is what psychopaths do, and this is why he could plot against his own nephew, because he already had it in him. He had the mentality, he had the criminal intent, and he had the background. And I'm going to be honest with you: there are people who can go to prison, come out, and rehabilitate and not commit crime again. But then there are those like Tim who does not meet the criteria to rehabilitate himself.
He's not one of those. This is one of the reasons why it was so easy for him to lose custody of his son, his oldest son. Janae has full custody of him because they considered his past crimes. One of the reasons why he didn't get bail was because he was a flight risk. They looked at his past crimes. The son that he has now, the new baby, she doesn't have to worry about him, taking the boy, because he's probably never going to get to spend time with that child. If he's sentenced correctly for everything that he's done, including mastermind this whole thing against his nephew, he's never going to see the light of day. He's not coming out. He's going from jail straight to prison.
Wait a minute. Now, Tawana, you just dropped something. You just dropped something else on me that has just blown me away. I got to hit the bell. Wait a minute. Stop. Wait a minute. You just said, here's a man who was on the old channel talking about, well, the reason why black men are being killed in St. Louis is because there's a lack of fathers in the household and blah, 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 blah. And you're telling me
he doesn't follow.
Another little piece that I didn't know completely is that this man, Tim Norman, has not been a father to his own child.
Neither one of them. No.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I got to hit the bell on that because we got to wake up to the reality of what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. I got to hit that again. My God, I'm going to walk away from this shocked.
No, don't, because I'm about to show you something.
I am shocked, Tawana.
That they didn't know
Mm-hmm.
Tim had a son.
What?
This is his younger son right here. This is the baby.
All right, let me put this up here right now. Oh, you know what? Can we do this on YouTube? Because YouTube's kind of funny when you show kids. Are we all right?
This is fine. This
all
is
right.
fine. You see daddy up in the top corner. Baby is with mommy. And
okay.
She knows what she's doing. She doesn't have his whole face in the shot on purpose,
Mm-hmm.
but she put it on Instagram so the world would know that, even though daddy's away, the baby knows daddy. So there you go. Daddy won't know how to work, doesn't know how to work his phone. I can't hear, but happy Father's Day 2020. So wow. A little baby in 2020. And yeah. And
wait a minute.
The audience has the comments were not nice at all. Okay. So
right.
We're not even going there. But yeah, this is his youngest baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, hey, this is just a part of life. He didn't have his father.
Tell the truth.
So I guess he's thinking, my kids don't have to have me as a father. Little Timmy hasn't seen him since he was 3. I think Miss Robbie said Janae and her husband. Whenever Janae got married, that's when Tim was like, "I'm out." So
well,
little Timmy really, honestly, doesn't know, Tim. He knows Miss Robbie because Miss Robbie shows up, but he really doesn't know Tim at this point.
The reason why, Tawana, as you were trying to explain this, and I had cut in and I apologize, is because I got to be honest with you. I am shooken and blown away by the additional breaking news that you have given us today. I did not expect. Now, I knew that the guy had a very checkered past, but this is what bothers me as a man. See, you guys like Tim, as I put his mugshot up here again, and I want y'all to take a good look at the mugshot because he's smiling, and that is a trait of someone who is a psychopath. What blows me away is that I look at YouTube videos. I read up about some of this, and he's on video talking about, well, father, black boys don't have a father in their life. And he's trying to portray himself as this brother that's got himself together. And, black people, we need to have generational wealth and have black businesses and all of that. He talks a good game, but then to find out the additional information that you're telling us on this program today is blowing me away personally, because I'm saying, now I understand, ladies and gentlemen, now I truly understand why he could do what he did to his nephew, because he has no empathy. He has no sympathy. He's selfish. He's self-grandizing of himself. He's narcissistic. He's getting on air talking about his mama suing him. Now, anyone looking at that and didn't know his background would say, oh, his mama's wrong for that. No, his mama was right to make sure that he did not gain any control of the family name in terms of the businesses. But this is a man who has serious problems. And you can make the argument that when he left prison, he was not rehabilitated. He walked out of prison, like you said, into a family business that gave him some shine that he never had before. He thought he was a celebrity and he was doing the most. Then he plots to get money.
Let's not forget, doing the most also meant speaking to underage kids about how not to go to jail, which was his side gig.
But that, I would say, Tawana, that it was his side hustle. Okay. What I mean by hustle, not like, okay, I mean hustle like it was the bullshit that he was putting out there to create this image of himself.
You could go to his website. You could book him to come to your school, your Sunday school class, your group of kids at the Boys and Girls Club or whatever, and he will give you a run. It's kind of like, remember Scared Straight? It was
right.
like his version of Scared Straight, and you could ask him anything, and he told you about why he was in prison for 10 years, what put him there, and what he's doing now to stay out of prison, which doesn't look too good now, but
wow.
That's what he was doing outside of Sweetie Pie's restaurant.
Tawana, man, I'm really blown away because you've added a lot to this, to the layer of the cake here. Is there anything, because I know that you cover a lot of this type of material, a hell of a lot more than I do, in terms of your ability to really understand it and decipher it and put it out there. Is there anything based on what you have done on your channel, and everybody out there, subscribe to her channel. The link to her channel is in the description of this video. Okay. Let me go front and center here. It's in the description of this video. So I want you all to subscribe to her channel. Mods, if you could put her link throughout the video today, please put her link in the chat room. Give her some love. She does great work over there. Great channel. Tawana, can you give us a little bit more that you're familiar with this situation, that maybe you either haven't had a chance to bring up, or that or what you think is getting ready to be the big bombshell coming down the pipeline? Can you give it to us if you got anything in the arsenal?
Let me see. I don't think I've missed anything, but I'm just gonna do top 10. So
okay.
He has a large social media following, where at one time he was able to speak to people and say hi. He would come live. So I think his claim to fame was mostly like on Instagram. He did win a NAACP award. Do they take
what? Oh my God, are you kidding me? Take that damn thing back from him.
2013, and his second one was in 2016.
A second one?
NAACP award. Yeah, welcome to
right.
Sweetie Pies of OWN. And then as a part of the cast, Tim won 2 NAACP awards. Both of the show awards were outstanding reality series. The first was given in 2013 and the second in 2016. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Unbelievable what you just said. Well, let me be fair. I got to be fair. You can give somebody a reward and then they can go out and do something disastrous like what he did. Right. And you didn't know that they were going to do that, because at the time they were the rehabilitated individual. He portrayed himself as an individual that was rehabilitated. All we knew about him is what we saw from the reality show and how he portrayed himself. Right. And so you can give that person a award, and then they go out and do a crime like this, and then you say, "Wow, I didn't know he was going to do something like that." So I would say right now, to the BET Awards and the Image Awards, or any awards that he might have gotten, and this is not a laughing matter, but I got to be honest, they should take those rewards away and take him off the antos, disnounce him immediately. I know the mother may not appreciate it, because right now she's standing by her son. But this is a problem. Let me just say this right now. People may not take this. I'm going to say to the ladies out there and fathers, if your child commits a crime and the evidence is undisputable, I understand that you love that child, because that child came from your womb, ladies. That child came from your genes, men. You laid the seed. The woman carried that child for 9 months through labor. So I know there's a bond in the mother, the child. The mother is the first God that a child knows. A father is supposed to provide for that child, provide for the household. There's all these roles that we play. But if it's known that your child did this, I got to say, folks, and maybe you won't like me saying this, at some point, you got to separate your love for your child and recognize that they committed a heinous crime and ruined other people's lives. And at some point, you got to get out of denial and realize, yes, my son did this, my daughter did this, my cousin did this, my my brother did this. As much as it hurts you to say it, you got to, at some point in time, come to a realization, even if you still love the person. His mother right here, as they're hugging, has a lot of love for Tim. But I think at some point in time, she's going to have to come to reality as to what her son has done. With that said, Tawana, what do you think it's going to take for her to let some of the, I hate to say this, for her to cut the umbilical cord? Now, that may not be a popular thing to say because, as a mother, as a father, you still want to love your family members, and you're going to say to yourself, I don't believe what they did. I don't believe it.
I mean, well, she's seen the assault. He got assault charges while he was at the restaurant, so she knows about his anger. She sued him herself because she was angry with him in 2016 for opening up, restaurants. I think somewhere deep inside, she knows that this is a possibility. So she may be, preparing herself spiritually for that. Maybe that's where her faith steps in, is that if this is real and he is guilty, then, I'm going to need some strength, because when it first happened, she took to social media and was like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm just weak. Like, I just can't. So,
right.
The whole thing is, thank God she has faith so that she can, make it through this, because nobody believes that he's going to come out of this just, scot-free and be able to walk home. That's kind of crazy. That's crazier than, R. Kelly thinking that he was about to go home.
Let me do this with the time that we have. Are you okay if, and folks, we're not going to have any nonsense today. I don't want to hear anybody coming up here with the whole, oh, he been framed. This is another black man. No, this is not another black man who's been framed. This is a black man who did something terrible. I say again, this is a black man. This is not all black men. This is a black man. Do you feel comfortable if I drop a link and have people come up for a short time to do some Q&A? People may have direct questions of you, of me, or people may want to add something that they may know that we don't know. Are you okay with that? Okay. But this is the rules, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't going to be about y'all trying to bring a black man down. Come on now. Y'all know he didn't plot that. It was the white man who plotted it. No, it was black man that plotted it. Black people, and a guy who looks like he might be of the Arab persuasion. This guy right here who, I don't know, Arab or whatever ethnic group he is, who made the fake documents of life insurance. No, this was black folks that plotted this and did this. So I don't want to hear any of that talk. But I do want to hear people's opinions. I do want to hear people ask questions of Tawana, because she knows this stuff very well. And I want people to give their opinions of what they think is going on either way. Be respectful, of course. So I'm going to put a link in the chat room, probably against my poor judgment. No, you don't know, sister. These panels can be emotional. They can be on fire. They can be they can be thunderous. They can be all kind of things. But I'll put a link in the chat. Put some links in the chat room if anybody want to come upstairs and add to the conversation. And we'll be on for a little while longer before we conclude. I don't think I can do a 7 or 8 hour one this time around, but with the time that we do have, come on upstairs, click the link, and give your thoughts about the case. Anything that you know that we don't know, anything that we have not said that you want to cover, any questions that you have, any personal thoughts that you have about Tim, about the family, about the mother, anything that's on your mind. Come on upstairs and add to the conversation if you would like to. Let's see. Keith said, I agree, information man. I have to agree. We as mothers and fathers love of our children, but we can't make decisions for them. when they are grown. Yeah, he's a grown man. He's not no kid. He ain't looking on no lollipops. And we got my man Zero the Infinity in the house. We got brother Sir in the house. And I'm next time I talk to this brother, I gotta ask him how he pronounces that last name. But brother Sir has a channel, and he's been giving me a lot of love on his channel. And I want to say peace to him and thank him for coming over and joining the program again. And with that said, let me give him a clap.
Tell the truth.
Thank you for coming on over, brother. So once again, anybody who wants to come up and ask some questions, add to the conversation, any of your personal thoughts, if you've been covering or following this case, come on and render your thoughts up here. We'll be up here for a little while. And we'll wait for a little while longer to see who wants to come upstairs. If nobody comes upstairs, we'll start moving towards conclusion. But I actually hope someone does come up because I want to hear people's opinions other than just our opinions. I want to hear what other people think. So don't be shy. Come on. Come on. Yeah, everybody's got a lot to say in the chat. So come upstairs. You can put your avatars on if you don't want to show yourself. It don't matter. Oh, we got Back to the Basics that's come up with us. Okay.
Hey.
Hello.
What's going on? Hey, hello there. Yeah, we can hear you. You sound great. Back to the Basics. Thank you for your support. She's a mod in my chat on my channel here, Tawana. She's one of my best supporters. Been supporting me for a while. You know what I mean? And she has seen the channel growing. So I really appreciate all the mods that have been here since day one, like her. Here's a clap for you, all of you. All right. Now, back to the basics. What would you like to add to the discussion?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you for permitting me to speak on your platform, and I'm going to try not to be long-winded. So,
no, it's okay. Speak.
I had a question. As far as the mom, I mean, I didn't watch the show, but from all the information that came out today, I know you all had talked about her spirituality, but as far as Miss Tawana, what do you think about the relationship between narcissism and trauma bonding? Because I mean, I'm pretty sure that, I mean, I'm not, I haven't had any kids, but I could just imagine like that being a factor as far as for her.
Oh my God. Does she see her son as a narcissist? Probably not, but she's going to have to face these charges. She's going to have to come to the conclusion that, he did something. He had a hand in this some type of way. And she's going to have to, to face that. I mean, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. But when Tim Norman is sentenced, there's no way around it. Like, she's going to have to just be like, okay, I know. And she may not admit that, to the public, but for real, in real life, she's going to have to, I don't know if she's going to call on the pastor. I don't know if she's going to call on Dr. Phil. I don't know, but she's going to have to accept that this is reality, because I'm telling you now, none of my children have ever been in prison, but once somebody goes to prison, they take everybody that's associated with them to prison. Because now we got to send you money, we got to send you stuff, we got to go to jail to see you, we got to go to jail, take your kids, whatever, whatever it is, you're right there. If he's your husband, if he's your kid, if he's your nephew, if he's your grandson, we have to do this. And that's one of the things that Miss Robbie did not want to happen with Andre. She didn't want to see him go to jail too, or, get in the gangs too. Her thing was, send him to me. We're going to make it through high school so that he has a future. He made it through high school, and then that was it. It's like, you didn't get to live your life with the degree you got, a high school degree. You're not going to be able to make your music anymore. You're not going to be able to go on to college or whatever it was that, you wanted to do with your life that you talked to Miss Robbie to, solely. That was his conversations with Miss Robbie, is what I want to do with the rest of my life. And he's not going to get to do any of that. Eventually, Robbie Montgomery is going to have to come to terms with all of this. Because, let's say, for instance, he doesn't get sentenced for, being a mastermind. There's so many other things. The man's going to jail, and they're going to say what he's going to jail for. and how long he's going to jail for. And there's no way around it. She's going to have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got one more question. Do you think there might be an element of codependency here as far as her or her son? Because I mean, what I've experienced is that narcissists, they need supply.
Listen, I'm sure that he's getting everything he needs because he's got aunties, he's got mama, you know, and he's got, you know, the whole, you know, everybody loves Tim, right? So he's got, you know, everybody sending himself on the books. But dependency, he is definitely dependent on his mom. If his mom was against him right now, I guarantee you the whole family would be. It is because of his mother that his family is like, okay, we're not necessarily standing behind Tim, but we're definitely standing behind Miss Robbie. You know, she's the one that signs the paycheck. She's the maker of the family. You know what I'm saying? So if she says she believes, you know, that he might be innocent a little bit, then yeah, we'll help out. He's dependent on Miss Robbie. If Miss Robbie comes to jail and says, I can't come here anymore, I would put him on suicide watch, for real.
Let me say this, and peace to that guy from Texas, who's also one of my original mods over here, gave me a $6.99 super chat, and I appreciate you, that guy from Texas. Thank you for coming over. Once again, let me give respect to Brother Keith, who also gave me the $200 super chat, the biggest I've ever had over here. I appreciate that. Let me hit this for you all.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for that super chat. I see Sonia C's. Sonia C's is also someone who's been rocking with me for a very long time. For a lot of people are over here, and I want to say peace to her. Real Aaron Collins has been rocking with me for a very long time as well. These are some of my original mods and people that have been supporting the channel and telling people about my channel for a long time. And I just want to thank everybody in that chat room that's here, that's rocking with the channel. As you can see, the channel is growing. We're going to just keeping this going where we go. I've got next week, I've got Chief X coming y'all way next week. It's going to be incredible. We're going to get into some deep conversation. But as I talk more about that later, our guest today is Tawana. She is fantastic. She has a great YouTube channel. Let me put her front and center. Once again, mods, can you please put her link to her channel in the chat room? It's in the description of this video. Let me put this up here, which is her channel name, just to remind people. Okay, now this is what we got to do for you before we go forward, because I want Sister Murray to say what she wants to say too. Okay. Let everybody know about your channel, what you're trying to do over there, where they can find you on social media, the whole 9 yards. Go right ahead.
All right. Well, I am the host of TYTV, 20-Bit TV. I'm usually on Monday through Friday. I drop about 3 to 4 videos a day. All breaking news, most national news, definitely celebrity news, and well, Christian news as well.
Nothing wrong with that.
They do some stuff. So if you're acting up and the media catches you, I'm probably going to be talking about you on the channel. I guess you can say I bring awareness to some things that, you know, people may overlook. Because I do tend to get like a fine-tooth comb and try to find out everything, which I feel like it gives my videos like a little something different, where we just don't talk about, you know, the overall, you know, issue and tell you what somebody did, but we like to look at the backgrounds of people and kind of see, you know, what may have led up to some of the things that, you know, people do. So it's a little different. If you like details, if you like receipts, then come on over.
Okay. All right. That's what we want people to do. Definitely want people to do that. All right. Okay. Sister Murray, I'm glad that you are here. I want you to render your thoughts about maybe the conversation, maybe the thoughts that you have. Maybe you have difference of opinion. Go right ahead. Maybe not.
Oh, no, my mind is blown right now because I did not know that all that was going on behind the scenes with Miss Robbie and her family. So that was shocking. I'm not going to stay up here too long. I actually have a question. Tawana, you know, your opinion, how deeply do you think this is going to affect Miss Robbie and her brand? Or if you see it even affecting her brand? Because like last week we was talking about R. Kelly.
Yeah.
And people were predicting that his album sales were going to drop, and they're up 500%.
Right, 500%.
Exactly.
So how do you think this is going to go?
I think it's going to go very similar. And the reason I say that is because Miss Robbie is, in her golden years. She likes to throw herself into work, and I can just see it right now. Him getting sentenced, and she's going to, deal with it by working. She's not going to stop. She's going to, be at the restaurant. People are going to want to, go to her, get the best soul food on the planet, take some pictures of Miss Robbie. Everybody's going to want that exclusive interview. So, I mean, she's about to be busy, one way or the other. I don't see her, falling down. I don't see her, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, she's not that type of person. So I think it's kind of like already happened. Everybody thought because Tim went to jail and he's now been accused of this stuff that, sales were going to plummet. She's going to lose everything. And instead, she's had celebrity after celebrity coming to her restaurants and taking pictures and putting her all over social media to the point where, she feels good enough to put out a little record, and all this kind of stuff. So I'm glad to see Miss Robbie is not letting this, wreck her spirit. You know what I mean? Because, she could have just stopped everything. She doesn't have to be working. She's worth 12 million. So she doesn't have to work if she doesn't want to. But I'm glad to see that, she's in good spirits and she's working and she's doing interviews and, she's very kind to, the audience and, the people that come into the restaurant. So I'm hoping and praying that right there keeps going, even though, because she knows in the back of her mind, he's going to get sentenced for some things or whatever. So, this is going to be her strength. And I don't think it's going to hurt at all. I think, in fact, people are going to ride for Miss Robbie. They're going to come and support Miss Robbie.
I think so as well. Mm-hmm. But I'm also more concerned on what we're not. I'm just going to say it. I'm also concerned with what we're not seeing on camera. And I think people also have to, whether you agree with her methods of still supporting her son, that's a mother and a son. So I'm not going to even speak on that situation. I don't have I don't have kids, so I don't know what that's like. Right. But this is a mother that is supporting her son, although he's done these things, but we still don't know how she's handling it internally. Like right now, she's keeping busy because maybe that's the way she can process it in her mind, is just keep being out front in public and not seeing her break down or anything like that. But I think deep down inside of her, and this is just opinion, I think she's fully aware what her son has done, who he is. Okay. And I just see a lot of masking. Okay. Internally. Yeah. She's giving a strong front, a united front to the public, but probably behind closed doors, when the lights are shut off, she's probably crying about this stuff. Right. Yeah.
Right. Because you're right about that. She does have to show one face to the public, but go ahead, Tawana, you add that discussion in here.
I totally agree. I think that, as human beings, we need an outlet. I don't know what her outlet is. It may be church, it may be prayer, it may be, a good scream and a cry or whatever it is, but that stuff has to come out, because if not, it manifests in the other, things like bad health and, or, we've seen people turn into hoarders and stuff like this. It manifests into weird, things. So I think that she has a good support system in her family and her fans. So that's a plus. I hope that she has somebody, like her sister or something that she can talk to about this stuff in the real, because in public, like you guys said, I can't say what I want to say because that's my son, but when the cameras are off or whatever, she can sit and have a real discussion, about this stuff with somebody, because that's going to help her.
Okay. Wow. This is very good. These are very good questions. Let me go ahead and do this because we have a few other folks that have come on board, and I want to go in the order that they've come in. Sister Murray, I'm so glad you came up and you added that to the discussion. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Q, the reason
I'm going to drop back down into the chats. Like I said, I was just going to stay up here briefly.
Okay. Well, you're always welcome here. No problem at all. Thank you for coming up, and let's give you a clap for coming up here. Thank you. Thank you.
All
right. Okay, sister. Q, just so you know, the reason why I was muting you, Q, is because there was a lot of background sound coming in, so that's why I wanted to mute you to keep the audio as clean as possible. That's all. Let me go over, because I'm going to come to you and come to Real Aaron Collins. We've got Melanin Royal T, if I'm saying that right. Render your thoughts. Let us know who you are, and thank you for coming over.
Hello, family. You're welcome.
Hello, family.
I'm
Glad you came over.
I'm always in the chat. I typically don't make myself known, but I really appreciate you having this subject. And I too was a Sweetie Pie follower. And one thing I noticed, and I thought about when I heard the story break about Tim, was he was very jealous of his nephew. In a way that kind of presented itself like sibling rivalry. Wow. And it was always interesting to me because, we know that he lost the nephew lost his father, but I always saw the competition between Tim and his nephew that just didn't seem quite right to me. And I think what probably happened to him psychologically was once his brother was murdered or killed, he looked at it as, I'm the only child.
Yes.
Right? And now this son comes along and takes over in his perspective. Yeah. And takes what he deems as rightfully his, right? And now here's this civil rivalry with his own nephew.
Right. It's almost like, if you don't mind me cutting through, it's almost like, what's that thing in psychology? It's called an Oedipus complex, where the son becomes threatened by the mother's new boyfriend or even the father, right? Because that's another man in the household, and the son has a special relationship with his mother, so there's a threat there. So maybe because Tim had this strong relationship with his mother all these years coming out of prison, all of a sudden she's giving all this attention and love to his nephew. And maybe in his mind, she gonna probably, this is just me speaking out loud, ladies and gentlemen, she gonna probably give him he gonna probably inherit the whole business. She gonna probably put him in business and put his name on it. He somehow probably thought he was gonna get squeezed out, because here comes this young upstate kid that's outstating him in his pecking order with his mother, because she's showing him all this love and because she sees him. This is how I look at it from a psychological level. She doesn't see Andre the way she sees her son Tim, because he already screwed up in the beginning of his life. So from Andre Maguire, she sees something fresh and new, that, hey, he can be something great, not go to prison, not get in trouble like my son did. So she put a lot of stake into the grandson, because the grandson was probably what Tim never was, and which is why she felt uncomfortable letting him take the family name, open up other businesses that could put the brand in jeopardy, because she never believed in him. Whereas Andre, he didn't have the pedigree of Tim, so she probably saw in him what she didn't even see in her own son. Now tell me if that makes sense, what I said, or not.
It makes sense, but then there's also this.
Okay.
Andre is very upfront about his lifestyle.
Oh, okay.
Never upfront. Yes, he was a rapper. He loved to party. He did not hide it. If he got a little drunk, if he smoked a little weed, whatever, don't mess with me today. I got drunk last night. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, this is my life. This is the way I live it.
Right.
That is part of why he was let go from the show on Sweetie Pies, because
Okay.
he would put this stuff on social media. They asked him to take it down.
Take it
He said,
down.
"I will not. This is a part of my life. This is what I do. I can't take
Mhm.
this stuff down." So
Right.
he chose to, live free, and I'm gonna just be myself, and you keep your Sweetie Pies check. So that's something to admire, in my opinion.
Okay.
Don't live your life like you're perfect, just because people are watching you. You can have fun, you can, do stuff or whatever, or live life how you want to, because it's your
Mhm.
life. And Miss
Yes.
Robbie inspired that. Yeah, I don't have to worry, and I don't have to wonder what he's doing, because he's gonna tell me the truth.
So therefore, the young man Andre was living his life openly, no secrets. So it was sort of like what you see is what you get. Whereas Tim was faking it till he make it, and the mother knew there was something, or they knew that something was still kind of flawed with him. That's very interesting perspective. Let me go ahead and do this. I believe either Q or my man, Real Aaron, the Q who came in. I think it was Q came in before Aaron. Just go ahead. It doesn't matter. I want to hear what the brothers have to say. Q,
he can go. I'll listen in.
Okay, brother. And then we'll come to you right after Real Aaron Collins. Real Aaron Collins, brother, render your thoughts.
What's going on? Hey, how's everyone doing? Hey, Tawana. Listen, I've never even actually seen the show before, but I feel like I'm so drawn to the characters because sounds like our community. I do have a question as far as with what he did to his nephew. You think it's possible that they may even put RICO on him, since it was an organized hit with more than one person? He was the mastermind, and the fact that he greenlighted his own nephew.
Golly, that's wild.
What do you think about that?
That's a good point.
That's a very good point. That's left us breathless. I don't have an answer. That's a very good question, Aaron. Very good question.
Because he has to have something going on in his head that we don't have. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's narcissism. I don't know if it's, he's a manic depressant. I don't know if he's bipolar. I don't know I know he's a lot of angry. I know he had a lot of anger because he could get mad like nobody's business.
Yeah.
But there's something in Tim's head,
right,
that is different from the average human being, into where he thinks this stuff is legitimate. He thinks it's right. He thinks that he has the right to do. I'm entitled to be able to do this and get away with it. And it's weird.
If you hear Tawana, remember on the video on the reality show when the mother was suing him, this is where it comes from. He believed because he was rocking with his mother and helping to build the business for a long time. And I got to be honest with you, a part of me can kind of understand as a son, especially if you're the oldest son or one of the oldest, that here you are busting your butt. You get out of prison. You try to turn your life around. At least that's what we thought. You're busting your ass to build this business that becomes this $1 million business, very popular business. And a part of you is saying, hey, I'm the older son. I'm doing all the right things. At least we think he was. I should be getting a piece of this apple pie too for myself. I should be able to go off and create my own kingdom and use the name of this business to branch off into my own kingdom over here, like he did going into LA and other places, right? So a part of me can understand why he felt some kind of way when the mother was going to sue him, why he could get some jealousy, because as humans, we are fallible. We're not perfect. And as a result of that,
nobody said he couldn't do that, though. Miss Robbie said do it the right way.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like you can do these things, but you can't do it the way you want to. There are things that have to be done. Things have to be done in order. And he did not want to. He said, she's moving too slow. She doesn't see what I see. And we've got to move on this now.
Okay.
Which leads you to be in debt, and you need some money, and you did what you did.
Right. What's going on, narratives and dialogues? This brother's been following me for a minute too. Thank you for coming over. Let's hear from Q now. He's been waiting patiently because we're going to get ready to come to conclusion very soon. But Q, lay it on us, man. And thank you for coming back over again.
Hey, brother, how you doing? Once again, I'm still amazed at the way that you run your show, man.
Thank you.
What you're doing it seems to be the job of 4 or 5 people, but nevertheless,
thank you.
I just had a question for the panel. Anybody who wants to chime in? If we love our children and we support our children, would we be loving our children any less if we have a standard that if you fall to the wayside by way of your bad decision,
right?
Would we be a bad parent if we allowed you to face those issues on your own? And the thing that's bringing this to my attention is that if you ever want to find out the problem with those people that find themselves into the court system time and time again, always look at those who bailed them out or those who constantly put money on their books. We had an issue here in New Orleans where the chief of police son was arrested for domestic violence.
Wow.
All right. And the chief of police wouldn't bind him out of jail. No, and he instructed his wife, don't bind him out of jail as well.
Is that what we call, not to cut you off, I'm sorry. Is that what we call is that called tough love?
Tough love, sir. Let me tell you something. I have 4 beautiful, smart, wonderful children, and I've explained to them all. I have 2 out of college, 2 in college.
Yes.
When you make poor decisions, you will have my prayers and my healing energy, and that's all you'll get.
Telling the truth.
Tell the truth.
So, but we have, especially in Black society, in African American society, we have this problem that's called the broken wing syndrome. Information man, you may have to make a note of that and do some research on it.
I am. Say it again. Broken wing syndrome. I'm going to look that up.
And the concept comes from someone who finds a bird and that bird is injured. They think that if they help that bird to health, that bird will stick around, but no, that bird will fly away. And that's why you find so many of our beautiful young queens that are following these guys in and out of prison and supporting them, because they think that if they support this guy in his screw up, once he gets out, he's going to be loyal to her because she has stuck behind him doing this foolishness.
Okay, let me read this. This is what the definition that you said, the BWS, the broken wing syndrome, refers to a non-resistant individual, specifically to those working in a family business, ladies and gentlemen, specifically in a family business where there's weakness, broken wings, attract well-meaning support from parents and other family members in ways that are inappropriate and ultimately unhelpful to the family and the business itself. Brother, you just gave us something very powerful here. I clap to you. Thank you. That definition, that I just looked that up right now. I'm gonna look more into it, though. I'm pretty sure there's more about that. Thank you,
sir. I'm not gonna mention anything on your show and not think that you're not gonna go research it. That's why they call you the information man.
Yeah, I have to. I'm going to go deeper into that too. I love that you bring. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what we should be doing on these platforms. We should be using these platforms to educate people, to be innovative in what we're talking about. When we're looking at issues like this, even if they're harsh issues, people should come away learning something and being able to go back to their channels or go back to wherever they live, wherever they spend their time, to go dig into this more. That's what I'm trying to do here. I want people to see the perspectives that you're not going to get in mainstream media. See, nobody in mainstream media, and what's up, Youssef from Ratchet today? Nobody in mainstream media, in my opinion, I'm being biased here, is going to give you this type of analysis and this type of conversation about this issue as we have today. You, me, Tawana, everybody in the chat room. Nobody's giving you that perspective in in mainstream media. No one, and they won't.
This is the epitome of healthy dialogue.
Thank you.
It's not bull crap. It's healthy dialogue. If it's not something that will raise an antenna, raise an eyebrow, raise your suspicion, raise your curiosity, then guess what? You're wasting our time.
I agree with you, brother. I really appreciate that. Thank you for coming up and joining us today. So thank you. Anytime you're welcome here, brother. You're welcome here because you bring an intelligent perspective to any of the conversations. This is what we're going to do because I got to be respectful. Tawana's like 2 hours ahead of me. I know she probably wants to relax, spend time with her family. So out of respect for that, we'll bring her back. Look, everybody, this is a new series. I will be going on her channel and we'll be getting into issues like this on her channel. I hope I can bring folks over to her channel from here. I will we'll bring her over here to my channel. And every now and then, we're going to get into one of these hot button issues. And what I call it is giving you the male and female perspective on a very polarizing issue. And then hopefully we can bring people up on the panel and have a respectable conversations. And even if you disagree, that's all right. Just don't be disrespectful. But you can be disagreeable. Don't be disrespectful. The real Aaron Collins, before we end this, because I got to be respectful of her time, brother, and your time as well. What would you like to add? Because before I end this, as my ending feature of the show today, I am going to show this news clip of the nonsense that Tim Norman has gotten himself into. But go right ahead, real Aaron Collins. Is there any other questions you have? Or anything you want to? Okay.
No, I feel like I mean, in a celebrity show myself, with Information Man and Tawana, I feel like that what we're doing, we're actually like our own celebrity, so to speak. And I hate to use that word because I know we're educating people, but the fact that we're doing this, to me, that speaks wonders, that speaks volumes. And the fact that we're still bringing this type of knowledge out, because we already know what Black Sector YouTube is all about now. This whole gender war, it's like taking over. It's like the new clout chasing, and quite frankly, I'm tired of it. We need to do more of this, and like you said earlier, Info Man, I have been rocking with you for a few years. I almost consider you like a legend, almost, so to speak. So, yeah, keep on.
Thank you, brother.
Doing this. And Tawana, I think I've heard of you before. I know I've seen Tawana Yvette somewhere before.
Okay, but
sure.
have you?
But
this is.
I was actually already following your channel. So.
Okay, so real Aaron Collins, you've already been following Tawana Yvette TV already, right? You have subscribed, right? Don't get quiet on me now. So you have subscribed to her channel. Mm-hmm. All right, thank you. Right on, brother. Yeah. I want everybody in the chat room to subscribe. Woo!
Thank you for
I made everything go off on my board here. I bumped something and everything went off. Lightnings. Look. Let's do this. Everybody, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to call out everybody's name in the chat, and then I'm going to leave you all with the last little bit of the program, which will be the news report, to kind of wrap everything up in a nice little button here as to what this man has gotten himself in. Once again, Aaron, thank you for coming over. As always, you always come upstairs and render your thoughts, and I appreciate that. Keep doing your thing. I know I keep saying this, and it's just so much going on, but we are going to talk about the homeless situation in Los Angeles and what's going on with that. I believe that they put a halt on removing everybody because the city was saying that they didn't know what they were going to be able to do. And let me say peace and love to Purple Paisley, who just gave me a super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
I really appreciate her. Let me give her a clap because I really respect Purple Paisley. Check out her channel as well. Great sister. Thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. So, Aaron, thank you for rocking with me and everything like that. I'm going to let Tawana close everything out with her great statements before I pipe in the video. I wanted to give her, I don't like saying, give me your last words to people. I like to say, give me your great statements. Cause I don't want it to be your last words. I wanted you to continue your words. So Tawana, with that said, bring us some closure here. What would you like to put on as a crescendo to today's program, as your crescendo to all the things that we've talked about?
Okay, so for those of you who came in a little bit late, the subject is Tim Norman. He is the son of Robbie Montgomery that happens to own the Sweetie Pies franchise. The feds are not seeking the death penalty for any of the people that he hired, including himself, but life in prison is still on the table should he be actually guilty of being the ringleader for all of this and multiple crimes while this has been going on. So the thing is, Tim has pleaded not guilty. He says that he was set up or he was framed and that none of this stuff is true. But yet the feds keep coming up with evidence, and his co-conspirators have all confessed. Okay. So with that being said, I don't see how he's pleading not guilty. It doesn't make any sense. But we're going to keep following the story. I'm going to keep giving information and input, as I get information. As his PACER report updates, I'll be reporting, to you guys, because he's been playing shenanigans while he's been in jail. He's kind of winding what a narcissist does. He wants to pull the strings or whatever. So,
let me say this. It's been my experience. Anytime you have someone who wants to understand what a narcissist is and they want to understand, they want to read the textbook on it, they want to know this. It's been my experience that is a person that is a psychopath. Let me let you all know something. Psychopaths, ladies and gentlemen, are not technically considered mentally ill people. Psychopaths tend to be very highly intelligent people. That's why when you have serial killers, they're able to do what they're able to do because they're able to blend in with society. They're able to fool you. They could be somebody that could be your neighbor. Look, when I was growing up, I had a neighbor. He had about 8 daughters. I talked about this before, Tawana and everyone listening. Every day he would go outside and sweep and be neighborly and say, hey, how you doing? Hello, hi. Then they used to borrow a basketball or a ball from me, right? And I used to go to their house, knock on the door and give it right back to them, right? Yeah. One day, this man had a job this was in San Francisco. The man had a job with the city, seemed to be a good neighborly guy. He was a black guy too. And one day I come home, I think it was from college or something. My mom sets me down and say, hey, I want to tell you something. It's about our neighbor. I said, what are you talking about? What's going on? Well, it looks like our neighbor came home, took out majority of his family. He had all girls. I think only 3 of them survived. He took out his wife, his kids, and then he took out himself. And I said to myself, why would he do that? This is a man that was a neighbor, friendly, sweeping outside, saying good morning, good night to you, the whole 9 yards. And then I'm thinking to myself, what if I had knocked on the door to return something to him or to get something back from him that I had let his kids borrow, right? And what if he had did the deed on that day and I knocked on the door and he got me too? Wow. I'm thinking all that through my head when my mom tells me this story, right? And so I'm bringing this story up to everybody because I've told this story before, is that you never know what's going on with people. A person who's out there mentally, they don't always have to show it. They could be a person who holds a job, has a family, very intelligent, narcissistic, and not only that, but people that are psychopaths, they have a twisted way of seeing the world. I went to Napa State Hospital in California, in Napa, where they make the wine. And there was a doctor of psychiatry by the name of Dr. Hare. You can look him up. He's from Canada. And I went to this seminar and he showed us footage of the brain waves. And he said that they can tell if a person has the potential to be a psychopath as young as a child. They said that that's not acceptable in America because America doesn't really like to push the psychopath and sociopath ideology. But he said in Canada, they recognize this. And he showed us a brain of a quote unquote normal person that's not a psychopath versus the person that is a psychopath. And the brain waves shot off a different pattern. That was an abnormal pattern. They have no sympathy. They have no sense. This is what I think from my professional experience, only using that educational experience to say that I'm making an inference, an educated guess here, that Tim is a psychopath, which is why you could see him on this picture. I keep showing this, but I want to drive this home, ladies and gentlemen. You see him on this picture smiling on his mugshot when he got arrested for this deed. Look at everybody on the mugshot. Everybody is smiling. No, nobody is smiling except for Tim. And Miss Ellis sort of has a little bit of a smirk on her face. I believe she's wired funny too. Okay.
High, but
right.
Tim definitely thinking, I got all eyes on me.
Right. And this guy Hill to the far right, he looks as guilty as sin.
Travell,
all right.
Tell the truth.
Travell is said to be a little slow. So, I mean, Tim Norman picked these people specifically for a reason. He didn't just randomly pick anybody, But
see,
he picked for a specific reason to carry this task out.
Right.
And each one of them had specific jobs.
Okay. Well, this is what a psychopath does. There is no cure for psychopaths, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot put them in therapy groups. In my work, we have been very wary of when we put these type of guys in what we call groups, because what psychopaths do, because they're very intelligent, is that they learn the weaknesses of their victims. So when they're in these therapy groups, they'll listen to everybody's problems and they'll put it in their computer bank and they prey on the weak. In prison, when they get guys to do the stabbings and the shankings and the moving the drugs, they usually seek out the weakest sheep in the flock and make them do the deed. So it does not surprise me that he picked out people who we have a woman who's drug addicted, right? So he already had her where he wanted her. Two, you said Trevor Hill was sort of DD or slow, as we would call it. Then that's another person that he could manipulate. Now, the guy right here who actually wrote the fake documents for life insurance for Andre Montgomery, I don't know what his mental state is. I just know that he did some shady stuff in this whole.
Tim knew him. So, he felt like YL is my friend.
YL
do something and it's going to benefit him too.
Mm-hmm.
Then because YL is all about his money.
Okay.
Everything else, he is all about his money. He always has been, always will be. Terica needed, money, which is why $10,000 seemed great to her.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little bit of a chump change. You're talking about taking somebody out, you know. But it's like you're doing a small part. So $10,000, is nothing. And she might be the only one that got her money.
Okay. Well, Tawana, I want to say thank you for coming over today and joining the program. We're going to do this again, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we will have a series where we go back and forth on each other's channels and talk about various cases of this nature. And I hope to see you back over here again. Once again, remind people where they can find you again. Make sure you check out her. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Tawny Yvette all over the internet, any social media, Tawny Yvette TV, right here on YouTube.
All right. Looks like everybody well received you today. So I suspect. Oh, we got Panda's hair in the house and candies and more. Oh, wonderful. All right. We got Angela Carriway. Man, we got Nappy Yankee who came over. He's a really good YouTuber. This brother's up and coming on YouTube. He really gives really strong analysis. I wonder what his thoughts are about this whole Tim Norm. I would have loved to have gotten his point of view, but he's a great brother. He really rocks with me heavy, supports my channel heavy. And I want to thank Nappy Yankee and give him some clap. And this brother right here, who, I haven't seen him in a while over here, but I know he's watching. This is Narratives and Dialogue. I love this brother. He says, I met him. Oh, he says about Tim. Let us read this. Yeah, he said, I met him when I was down at Sweetie Pie's in Hollywood. Okay. And he was scared to even take a picture with us because of Tim. Wait a minute.
Oh, he met Andre. Okay,
so
Andre, when you were down there and he was scared to take a picture with, because of Tim. Tim was running the show.
So wait a minute now, before we end this, Tawana, are you telling me that Andre already had a shooken disposition towards Tim, meaning he didn't feel comfortable around him?
Well, he, like I said in the beginning, he told his, mother,
Wow.
Miss Griggs, y'all put Miss Griggs on your prayer list. Miss Griggs is Andre's biological mother. And he told her and the sister, if anything happens to me, you need to be looking at Uncle Tim. He only has one Uncle Tim. So, we knew who he was talking about. And you were telling me about, now, what else did you guys not know? I don't know if you is not information man, but Tim actually showed up to the funeral of Andre Montgomery, strapped with a bulletproof vest and 2 bodyguards.
Yes, I heard that. Yes, I was going to bring that up. Thank you for bringing that up again. He showed up with a bodyguard, which shows he feels. Why would you, if you didn't do anything wrong, why would you be showing up with a bodyguard? That's all suspicious behavior. But let me read this here from that. Let me read this from that guy.
I didn't know if it was true or not.
Oh, okay.
His sister said it. Like,
his sister said that?
I wasn't going to say it on my show because I didn't have any, proof of it. But she hit me up via Facebook, and she wrote me a long paragraph thanking me for what I was doing. And she said, "Yeah, if you're not guilty, why would you show up with a bulletproof vest, 2 bodyguards, and why wouldn't you have your mother, strapped if you were so concerned about somebody, offing you at the funeral? Talking about, well, they're still out there, And I'm like, what is he talking about? And she said that Tim thought somebody was out to kill him, but they got Andre instead. So that was his, story to the family.
Yeah, but still, if you're an innocent person, innocent people don't do suspicious behavior like that. That shows you that he was probably suspecting that someone would find out what he did. Let me just read this here by that guy from Texas. He says, "Trust me, 10,000 is not major money. I would not even quit my job." That's the thing that kills me. He did all of this and ruined his life and really hurt his family for what you would call is not big time money.
$10,000 is what he offered Terica. He knew that Terica, was out there. I don't know, she wasn't stripping anymore. She was on drugs. She got kids or whatever. $10,000 looked like, oh my God, to her, it was like, yeah, I'll do whatever you need me to do. But to the average person, to us, it's not going to look like much at all.
Right.
What you're asking me to do, and then I've been in, a sexual relationship with Andre after you, and you want me to lure him out of the house.
Right.
I would have been like, look, man, it ain't going down for $10,000.
Tell the truth.
But guess what? Travell Hill only got paid $5,000.
$5,000.
Yep.
We got Cam Robb in the house saying what's up to Real Aaron Collins. I ate there before one time there, and it was not that great. I'm not gonna lie. The food was okay. This is one person's opinion about the food. I mean, everybody says it's great, but everybody's got a different palate, a different taste. So that's okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap it up now. I'm going to have to go, unfortunately, and I'm going to have to let you get your rest and spend time with your family. We'll be back at this again, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank Tawana for coming on once again. Clap to her. Definitely thank you again. I want to say I really enjoyed having you on, and your perspective, as always, was 100% on time, on the money. So let's do it again. I want to thank everyone who came on the panel and joining us as well. It was a very respectful panel. And everybody, please do me the biggest favor and subscribe to this woman's channel, to Tawana's channel. She has a great channel. You can find it in the description of this video, so there's no excuse. You click in there, hit the bell notification, follow her on social media. She's got a great channel. Give her love. You can find her. They can find you on Instagram, right? And Twitter, right? Mm-hmm. Right. She's all over the place. So give her that love. Okay. Yeah. And then we got my man. He's saying, "I'm out, y'all." Hey, sir, thank you for coming over. Peggy Rosser, thank you for coming over. Sonia C's, Black Voltron. We got Purple Paisley, the Empress coming in the house. Miss Sister Murray. We got Identity Withheld, who's here saying great show. We had Nappy Yankee who came in the house. We had Southern Breeze who came in. Cam Robb who came in. That guy from Texas. He's been following me for a long time as well. Back to the basics came in. I really appreciate that coming over. And we have someone who just said they just subscribed here. Angela said she just subscribed. So this is great. Okay. Narratives and dialogues and, but you know what I'm about to do? I'm doing heavy research on it. It's going to be something different. I'm going to go by a different name. But it's going to be, my audience is going to be a broader audience. I'm actually going to be doing a vlog, city travel channel somewhere down the line. I'm going to create it and make it go very slow with it. So what you're going to basically see on my vlog channel, you're going to see me going out and about. You're going to see me going all over the Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland, Sacramento, going to suburbs, going in the park. There'll be a little bit of talk, life talk. And then there'll be some travels, but I'm not launching it tomorrow or yesterday. I'm doing my research right first and going to put it together very smartly because there's a few people there's a guy that I watch. He's a guy from New York called Action Kid, and he does a channel where he goes through New York showing you a lot of different things. Those channels are really good channels. And, so I've been watching his channel for inspiration, and I'm going to do this right. I'm going to package it right. I'm going to market it right. I'm going to have my proper equipment right. So you're going to see me. I'll give you a little clue. I'm probably going to go by the name Brother on the Move or Bay Area Brother on the Move. I got to figure it out. Sounds a little corny, but I'm going to figure something out. And that'll be a channel where I'll have my blogging camera, and you're going to see me out and about. I could be at the beach, at the park. I could be in your favorite city or some festival or something that's going on, and I'm boom. And I'm right there to show you what's going on. I'm going to be going to whenever we have black festivals where, black people, you have vendors. I'm going to go to everything. Now the channel is not going to be a channel that's only going to cater to one audience. I'm looking at this channel catering to a large, no matter what your race is, where you live, because it's going to be a blog channel, city travel and talk. And I'm going to be hitting these streets of these California neighborhoods. So that's why it has to be a broader community. A lot of people in other countries who've never been to America, they love these kind of channels.
Yep, they do.
But my channel will be specifically around that, seeing the scenery within the environment that I'm in and just giving you some history on that environment, history of the building, the city, how old it is, sort of stuff like that. Yeah, but that channel I may not launch that channel until next year because I'm doing all my research and preparation for it now. And before I launch it, I'm going to be doing a heavy campaign marketing strategy to get it off the air, get it going. And then I'm right now watching people who do what I want to do, who are at the top of the ladder of it. And I'm learning from what they're doing. So that's a channel that won't have anything to do with no politics. I kind of want to do something that is not polarizing, that's less politics. This channel and my podcast channel are the politics channel. That channel will be the fun. You'll see a different side of me that you've never seen, which will be a more fun, down to earth. You'll see me out there, eating a meal, but you'll be seeing beautiful scenery. If you've never been to San Francisco before, you're going to see beautiful scenery in San Francisco. You're going to see another side of me, not the politics and the harsh and the whole, society is trying to suppress us black people. We know that society is suppressing us. We know that, but you're not going to get that on that channel. That channel is going to be a channel for all comers. So that's what I got working on, just so you know. But we want people to subscribe to your channel and do it immediately, today, tomorrow. But right now, hit the bell notification and follow Tawana. If your life depends on it, do it. And so once again, another clap for you.
Thank you.
And
have fun over there at my channel.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fun on her channel. She's definitely keeps it fun, but you're gonna learn something. You're gonna gain some interesting. There's gonna be interesting topics that you're gonna get a different perspective. Like what she did today is she gave you information that you may not have known about because she covers this stuff. She knows it. She covers it. I don't really cover it like that. That's why she had to be on board today. And I'm going to learn from Tawana how she goes about covering. So Tawana will be talking behind the background to prepare for our next program. And this time around, I'll go on your channel. Then we'll go back and forth. Your channel, my channel, we'll bounce it back and forth between the channels. And we'll talk more. Next time we'll talk more in preparation, a little bit more preparation for the topics and what have you and things of that nature. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you. And there she is, ladies and gentlemen. There she is. That's Tawana. Go check out her channel. Give her some love. And she is fantastic. Thank you. All right, everybody. Peace. What can I say, everybody? This was a good topic today. We had a lot of people that came over. I know that some people have left because there's a lot of things going on YouTube. A lot of other people have live streams that you're checking out. I think my man Honors is probably probably live right now talking about Umar Johnson. So I know people who follow me are probably over there watching him right now. Check out her logo. I love her logo as you see it right next to me right there. She has a great logo on her channel. And I put that logo right there. And I think it's a fantastic logo by all means. And hey, everybody, don't forget to subscribe to me too. Subscribe to my channel. If you're new here, hit the bell notification. Okay, I definitely would like that. Also, mods, before I leave, because I'm going to show you this video to put a crescendo on everything. If you can do me the biggest favor, drop the link to my second channel, the Information Man Speaks Podcast. Check this out. Soon as I end this right here, I'm going to be preparing. I'm not going to go live tonight. I'm going to go live tomorrow. I'm going to do something on that channel for tomorrow. I'm going to delve into the John Gruden situation as well as the David Chappelle situation. I did have a chance to do that because I was having problems with my equipment, but now that I'm back up and running like I should, be on the lookout for me to do some uploads or some pre-produced videos, premieres on both those topics. And I'm probably going to drop one for you tomorrow, Monday. May even go live about that topic on the second channel, the Information Man Speaks Podcast. And you can find me on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart Podcast, Radio Podcast, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Apple, everything that you listen to your podcasts on. And this is the bonus, ladies and gentlemen. All the material that's on my YouTube version of my podcast is different from what's on my radio style podcast, which you'll find on those platforms that I just named. So you're going to get different content. Also, I have a channel called Haps TV, where I have Information Man TV, and I go live throughout all of my social medias, except for the YouTube channel, every now and then, where I may get into a particular polarizing issue. So I want you all to be aware of that. I'm also on Clubhouse. I just reactivated my Clubhouse account, so you can find me over there. I have not gone live on Clubhouse yet, but I will soon. Thanks to Real Aaron Collins, who gave me an invite into the Clubhouse. I appreciate that too. So thank you.
Tell the truth.
And I thank you all that are here and that have been rocking with the channel and what have you. So with that said, let me give you the last little bit of the program. And let me give you the video that I'm talking about. And that's going to be it. This is only going to be like a 2-minute video, something of that nature. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I should have put it in. Let me just play this, and here we go.
To cash in on a life insurance policy. Good evening. I'm Samantha Jones.
I'm Steve Savard. Tonight's new details come from federal authorities. James Norman is charged in a murder for hire plot. The victim, his nephew. Andre Montgomery was killed in March 2016 on Natural Bridge. He was the grandson of Miss Robbie, the original owner of Sweetie Pies. The restaurant and the family were the focus of a series on the Oprah Winfrey Network. News 4's Corey Stark is in the control room tonight. And Corey, this story is getting national attention.
Yeah, it sure is, Steve. And we have some of those details. The U.S. Attorney's Office says Montgomery's uncle, 41-year-old James Norman, was arrested this morning in Jackson, Mississippi for conspiring with another woman to have his nephew killed. Federal authorities say their murder-for-hire plan was all over a $450,000 life insurance policy. Our News 4 cameras were there in the late night hours of March 14th, 2016, after Andre Montgomery was shot and killed inside a house on Natural Bridge. Andre had appeared several times on the St. Louis-based reality TV show Sweetie Pies. This video showing him graduate just a few years before he was killed. Now, 4 years after his murder, authorities still don't know who pulled the trigger, but say Montgomery's uncle, James Norman, and a woman were behind it all. Court documents show 2 years before the murder, Norman took out a $450,000 life insurance policy on his nephew, in which Norman was the only beneficiary. In the days leading up to the murder, Norman, who was living in LA, began communicating with an exotic dancer by the name of Teresa Ellis, who lived in Memphis, Tennessee. They both traveled to St. Louis, and on the day of the murder, prosecutors say Ellis contacted Montgomery to learn his exact location. After learning that information, she used a temporary phone to call Norman, and Montgomery was killed minutes later. Authorities say Ellis's phone location placed her in the area of the murder at the time of the homicide, and that she called Norman immediately after the murder took place and then left town. Soon after, Ellis deposited over $9,000 into bank accounts that previously had a negative balance. And a week after the murder, Norman contacted the life insurance company to collect on the $450,000 policy. And court documents show that despite several attempts to collect the insurance money, Norman hasn't been able to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you for joining me again. Enjoy your YouTube experience tonight. I'm sure there's other people going live that you want to watch and enjoy. And some of you want to also go live on your channels. Thank you again for supporting the channel. I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers out there that have made that has made the channel grow. And I hope that it will continue to grow. And I hope that I can continue to bring you great content that makes you think. Next week, I have Chief X on Sunday next week around the same time. Chief X is he's been heating up YouTube streets all over the place. He's definitely been shaking and shaking. And he's got the conscious community all shooken up because he came out with his research, his studies about the fact of, was there a white Egypt or was there a black Egypt? Now, when he says white Egypt, he's not saying pale face white people, for example, or just he's saying, was it a civilization where you had more people that were African, but they were of a lighter shade? There's a lot that we've been taught in history about our presence. Now, he says, and I can confirm this because I've done this studies myself. The 25th dynasty is the dynasty where you had a black pharaoh. Outside of that 25th dynasty, things changed radically. There's also clips of people saying that Egypt was a society where people came in from the outside, so it was more multiracial than we think. But he has done the research, and the things he's going to tell you will either shock you, will make you feel shooken, make you feel like explosive. He's going to rock your bell. He has called on debating those in the conscious community. He said, give me your best. I'll take them all. But none have come to debate him. His arguments cannot be argued down. He engages in facts, not fiction. He's coming on. We're going to talk about Dr. Sebi because I know a lot of people think that Dr. Sebi had this cure to this and that. He's going to question him. You're not going to like it, but he's going to tell you the truth.
Tell the truth.
He's going to question what we have been taught in our books, in our lessons by those who have an agenda to teach us certain things. I know there are people who say, well, black people, we're Aborigine, we're the original Native Americans, and we're going to delve into that situation. We're going to delve into why is it that black people, when we talk about the continent of Africa, we only focus on Egypt, but we don't focus on areas that some of us actually came from, like the western part of Africa.
Tell the truth.
Versus the northern part, which the northern part he's saying that the northern part of Africa has never had a overall been black Africa did not dominate the northern part of Africa. Now we're going to get into it, and he's going to give you the data, the information, the research. It's not going to be just talking about it from the top of our head. He's going to back it up with research. The brother is well learned. He has books that he has studied. When I was in college, I have a minor degree in black history. Went to San Francisco State, and we had the only, at that time and still, the only ethnic studies department in the country. I learned from the best. Over to Shaka, Dr. Richardson, Professor McGee, who passed away some years ago. I've had a chance to learn from some of the best. Angela Davis even taught there one year. This is it's going to be a polarizing show because people are going to get in their feelings about what they're going to hear. But the question is, will you be able to defeat and will you be able to say that what he's saying is not true? I ask you again, and I'm going to ask him when he comes on with me next Sunday. Why is it that black people, when we talk about Africa, we tend to only focus on northern part of Africa? So we'll focus on the Moors. We'll focus on the Egyptians, we know that the Nubians at one point in time had some control, the Nubians. But he's going to tell you some things about the Nubians and their relationship to the Egyptians that's going to make some of you get very upset because you don't know this history, or you may or may not. I'm going to ask him about the book Stolen Legacies. We're going to talk about Ivan Van Sertima. What part of what Ivan Van Sertima was true or not true? If you do not have a strong heart, a strong in your conviction, you're going to be shooken. That's next Sunday. Don't be late. I might be a little late going live, but I know y'all won't be late. That's Chief X coming your way. It's going to be explosive. Ladies and gentlemen, take care. I wish you all a well. Thank you for supporting the channel. Everybody in that chat room, you are the best. You are the greatest. Identity withheld. Keith is the greatest. Miss Full Roller is in the house. I love that sister. Make sure y'all check out her channel. Give her love. Natural's in the house. Black Voltron. Back to the basics. And we have the travel vlog is in the house. We got CESS. I should be probably consulting this sister because I'm going to be doing a vlog channel sometime next year. I don't know. Maybe I should get in contact. Sister, give me an email. Email me if you can. Go into my about section of my YouTube channel. You will find a section where you can click to get my email. Email me because you already have a travel vlog channel and I would like to get all the tips that I need to get to prepare to launch this channel properly. So I appreciate you coming over. Let me see. Everybody's saying, Natural saying good night. Good night. Sister Murray you're fantastic. Love you all. Empress. B Buckner. B Buckner has just come in the house. Thank you. Sonia C's. Yafi, thank you for coming over. Alice McGill is in the house. Back to the basics. Empower. Empress KIYA. And let me get out of here because I know folks want to go over to Honor's channel and check out what he's talking about right now. So let me get out of here and everybody take care. Thank you all. Peace.
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Tell the truth. the truth.
Information is power.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
bag, I'm racing the clock. Look at them block, watching them flop. Used to see this in my sleep when I ain't had put my thoughts in the car. I really was lost. Now I'm public with the soundscapes. Floss, I'm really pulling strings for the pound cake. I see you went for a puppet in the clown face for a little wage. The talk of the town is late. Still me, I never switch sides. Came a long way with the gas tank running on fumes. Wonder why you full on the envy. When it's all love, when I fall through with the young bulls, getting niggas a kidney, but you ain't mob, you a op. Must be lost to the sauce. Been here for the art from the jump start. Wanted this a small pack the lunchbox with the Kool-Aid jammers, and I'm still throwing tantrum. I'm set to roam around the planet where they know the songs and they chant them. The vision turned into fruition. I'm really liking how it's panning. They call me collected, you thought I planned it. Been crazy, then it fell into place. Now everything's stable. I'm all in on the table. You selling that paper, we know that it's made up. We know what you made of. I do better offline, yeah. I've been calling to a God. I'm in tune with the signs. I'm just trying to let go. I'm just trying to be me. I'm just trying to do fine. Moon landed with the elevation. Armstrong with the levitation. My third eye needed calibration. That was heat rock when I notated. I've been going crazy. Stone face when I kill beat, leaving no trace on location. Premeditated, ayy. Can't even be still for like more than a minute. The way that they play out, I don't wanna miss. I don't know part of this Feel like I'm deep in the plot of a flick, and I'm the star of this And I've been playing my part since back when we started this Feeling charged, got a little coin on me, and I sauce with the nits. I'm a boss, I'm a prick. With the cold showed up in the road doja in the fourth quarter, no assist. And the form's hella crisp. I'm the calm in a storm. I took my own struggle when I flipped it. And the hustle been legitimate. It's so many blessings, I might be allergic. How I move the treating the sound like I'm stirring up, working the pot till it's firm. I serve like Serena, do it the cleanest. You not on my wave, you can handle the current. Nah, it's just the teasing.
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel. Information is power.
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.